And we're back. Couch Company Podcast. I'm John, and with me, as always, Tyler.
Hey, John.
What's going on, man?
Not a lot.
I'm excited.
You're excited.
I am excited.
It's coming across like you're very energetic right now.
I am very energetic
Explain
right
to myself and the audience why you're excited.
now. I will. So, a lot of great things coming up.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we're going on a little cabin trip.
An adventure,
An adventure.
as Gandalf used to say.
Yeah, he said that. He died, but then he came
Tragically.
back.
Yeah.
So, all right, you ready for the hot take of the year? First, just here it goes. Ready for this? Dude, Gandalf is kind of overrated. I fucking said it. Like, if you're looking at this guy, he, like, never casts any magic.
He does the bright light.
Yeah?
He's like, hey,
Yeah?
it's the dawn. Now, here's the real question.
Yeah.
Did he actually do the dawn, or it just happened to be like he just wait? Can you imagine him just sitting behind the hill, waiting for the sun to come up?
Yeah.
And then right when the sun peaks, he's there, and it's like, oh my gosh, the magic. And it's like,
maybe.
no, it's just they've been fighting in the dark,
Maybe.
for 6-7 hours.
He timed it perfectly.
And yeah, now dawn's piercing their eyes, and I assume orcs who are born in the dark already are kind of like sensitive to the light.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I
Dude,
agree
like,
with you.
the only magic spells I remember him casting.
He's whispered into a little dragonfly or whatever. Is it a little bird.
He did some fireworks for the hobbits.
Yeah, but fireworks aren't magic,
that's
right?
Like no. He it was a magical firework thing.
But here's the thing, was it?
Yeah.
Was it?
What do you mean? Was it?
You sure he doesn't have some flint on the end of his stick? He
Yeah,
just
the fact
smacked
that-
it and lit the firework.
The fact that you can explain away
I'm
like
just
all
saying.
these tricks, like a regular magician could have
Right?
done this shit, is like, that's what I'm saying. And like his most impressive feats, like in the one, what's the big battle?
Helm's Deep,
Not Helm's Deep, but the
5 armies.
I forget.
know.
Anyways, the one in Return of the King.
Yeah, the
Isn't
Return
he,
of
like,
the King.
Isn't he fighting with like a sword?
Was that? I guess so.
He's like fighting with a sword, and
Yeah.
he's badass.
sure,
But like,
sword and a stick.
he's not casting any magic, if I remember correctly. Like, nothing crazy. Like, give me a fireball, man.
He raises his voice.
Give me a typhoon.
He raises his voice.
I know, but like, that's like, dude, he's casting like cantrips and like first level spells,
Yeah,
if we're being honest.
he doesn't like to show off.
But he's supposed to be like an arch wizard or something.
Well, he killed a Balrog. Oh yeah, with the sword.
I'm saying, he like tackled him.
Yeah.
What
Stabbed him
the
in
fuck?
the
It's
head.
like wrestling him in midair. It's like,
Yeah.
Gandalf's actually a barbarian. I think Gandalf's a barbarian.
He's a big dude.
He's huge. Dude doesn't lose.
He can whistle.
Yes.
He can whistle for Shadowfax.
He
projects
He can
his
call
voice.
Steed.
Is
What's
that magic?
Someone look up Call Steed. What is that? A first level spell? A fucking cantrip?
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably third.
He's got nothing over level 1, maybe 2.
I'm trying to think of what else he can.
No fireball, no meteor, no.
I feel like we're gonna have some people
Earthquake.
being very angry. with us.
Absolutely, but like, am I missing a huge portion of Lord of the Rings? I don't remember like a crazy spell.
He has his cloak flip. So like if there's like a ball that has an eye in it, he can flip his cloak over it and stop the eye from seeing.
Is that
magic?
Is that not physics?
It could be physics. I don't know.
I don't know. But dude, you look at D&D.
Yeah.
And maybe the magic system's just different. Okay, maybe Tolkien's magic system's very
It's different than D&D 5th edition. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the only other thing I have to base it off of.
Sure. Yeah.
You look at D&D 5th edition, not 4th. Fuck that.
4.5. 3.5?
3.5. Yeah.
4.
3.5 is pretty popular, I think. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
Anyways, 5th, which everyone plays these days, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
It's like there's these crazy spells. Like you can transport people to a different dimension. That's like what, a 4th level spell or some shit?
Yeah.
Where's Gandalf doing that? What's he doing with the Witch King? Just up, see ya.
Here's a
See ya.
question.
You're not in our realm anymore.
Gandalf
Goodbye.
versus Dumbledore?
Dumbledore.
I assume that's a thing that's happened, right?
Like,
people
Gandalf
have
has
talked
to
about
win because like
He's a god.
He's like a god.
that. Yeah.
But I mean, Dumbledore. How many fucking crazy ass spells have we seen from him?
It just seems kind of cool.
He can disappear with his phoenix in a big fireball. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen that
That's
from.
true.
I haven't seen that from.
You can apparently stop time and fight a wizard in a different dimension.
Yeah, like what?
Yeah,
that seems a little fucking broken.
Seems a little dumb, but yeah.
I'm just saying. Someone tell me why I'm wrong.
I guess
someone correct me.
I guess Gandalf is like a low key. He's just so good. He doesn't need to like flaunt it in front of your face.
Yeah, but when you have a huge orc army coming at you, it's time to flaunt. It's time to.
It's a new T-shirt he's wearing.
It out. Yeah,
it's time to flaunt.
Yeah.
What would you have wanted?
I want him to summon a meteor and fucking destroy an army.
I guess he could technically because you did see like catapults and stuff. So like the special effects could have been there.
Yeah, I guess that's. I don't know. I mean, do something.
He doesn't do anything in The Hobbit?
Create quicksand for the army or something, right? You can fucking do that. I don't know.
What happened in? I haven't watched The Hobbit in forever.
I haven't either.
I only remember like
clearly.
I
don't remember Lord of the Rings because I'm sure there's something he did that was crazy.
Well, didn't they do like a magic battle in The Hobbit? They just made up.
Can't remember.
Or it was in the other book and they just kind of like pulled it in or something like that.
Is he more crazy in the books? Am I missing out? Like, is he just insane in the books?
No, the books are like, look, I like the books. They're just not like. That's one instance where I'm like, oh, the movies are
like they're not Star
good.
Wars books.
Yeah, they're fine. I mean, they're slow. Like it's not like
Dude,
the most
Tolkien
like
is all exposition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to watch The Hobbit again. I have the extended ones.
I got to watch all the Lord of the Rings now to count how many spells he throws.
What did they just added something to HBO. It wasn't Lord of the Oh, it was Game of Thrones. They just added HDR finally. So all the scenes that were too dark, they like fixed them.
So you can really see
you can actually
penises.
See. Well, you can see anything at that point.
Yeah, but there's a lot of dicks.
Yeah.
Especially in season 1.
Is there?
Yeah, I don't think so. I thought so.
Maybe.
I thought there was a lot of dicks.
I don't think I'm ever watching that whole series again. I say that now.
I might never watch the series because I've never seen it.
Yeah, I think that point alone is going to derail our conversation here in a little bit.
What?
You not seeing Game of Thrones.
Oh, I don't care.
That's a little foreshadowing for the audience. But
Oh, yeah. No, I know there's a lot of Game of Thrones fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Don't want to spoil our top 5.
Yeah, sure.
But
so you're excited.
No, I got you on that. Planet Earth too. Incredible.
Did you say why we were excited? We were going away on,
on
vacation?
Yeah. But who gives a shit?
Okay, sure.
Because Planet Earth 2 is better than the Cavern Trip.
Tell me about Planet Earth 2. So you finally watched this.
Well, I watched the first episode.
You finally watched the first. How many episodes are in there?
5.
5 total.
Total, yeah.
Okay.
They're just like an hour long.
So
it's like a mini series.
Yeah.
It's like a 5-hour adventure.
Tell me about it. It's the #1 rated TV show
of all time. Yeah. So every episode is a different biome of Earth. So the first episode is islands.
Mm-hmm.
The second episode is mountains. I don't know what the rest of them are.
I thought those were the 2 biomes. So
well,
what do you have?
Forests,
plains and forests. Deserts.
The last one's city, I know. Maybe deserts. It was cool. It was, dude, I can't imagine you watching it on your 4K TV. That must be spectacular.
Well, when I have something I can actually play it, I would do that.
You have the discs.
Yeah.
You have a PS5?
Nope. I do not have something to play.
I'll let you borrow my PS5
discs on. Dude, if you let me borrow your PS5, I'd end up playing like Horizon before I'd play or watch.
The stipulation is you have to watch Planet Earth 2 before you can.
I'm fine. I don't care. I'll go outside.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
Anyways, so Planet Earth 2 is pretty cool. Here's the problem, dude. When you're trying to cover the Earth, you really can't go into specifics, so you really have to pick and choose. They started off. What do you think the first thing they started off with was? Anything in the Earth. You can choose fucking anything.
I don't know. Do they go small, like super tiny?
What did they start with?
Bugs.
No.
Okay.
No.
I thought it'd be like this is like a small little thing, and then they just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
See, that's why you're smart. They started with sloths. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. It's like what the fuck, dude? Who likes sloths? Does anyone like sloths?
Sloths are scary. they're dangerous, right? Like they have big claws and stuff.
So there's like these, yeah, they do have big claws. So there's like these sloths that live on this like indigenous island, and it's like a paradise. Like it is just a beautiful island. And this sloth does nothing all day. And they're like, yeah, so the only thing this guy's concerned with is fucking. And so like he's just trying to fuck, and I'm like,
Well, like
I mean, I hear you, brother, but
I guess
like,
sex sells. Maybe that's what they're getting at. Like draw you in quickly with the.
well, dude, it's like the least exciting thing. You're watching this sloth move at a snail's pace, probably slower.
Yeah.
And then he gets to the girl that was calling out to him, and she has a kid. It's just like, oh, GG, you're fucking lost, buddy. Anyways, it was weird, but it was pretty cool. I tweeted out, there's this like island in the southern part of the world in the Antarctic Ocean, I think. And it's like some Russian name. I forget what it's called. But there's like chin strap penguins on it. This island is the coolest shit I've ever seen. So
Is that a pun? Because it is. I would assume it's cold, right?
I think it's cold there, but I don't think there's snow like all the time.
Do all penguins have to live in like cooler weather?
Probably. They're like insulated and shit.
My knowledge of penguins purely comes from Mr. Popper's penguins.
That is the saddest shit I've ever heard in my life.
That's the truth.
But anyways, they're on this island. First of all, this island has an active volcano, which is badass
Okay,
already.
so it can't be cold all year round.
Yeah, I guess.
There's
Yeah.
lava.
So they're on an active volcano, so you could smell the sulfur in the air.
Oh my gosh.
But the reason is like it's the safest place for them. There's no predators there because this island is like fucking brutal. So pretty much what happens is they're on this island that's elevated up from the water quite a bit with an active volcano, and then just like it's just like all like gravel, I guess. There's like no vegetation at all. And every day the penguins march down to the edge of the cliff and jump off this cliff into these waters, these huge tidal waves that just crush these rocks just to feed their wife and kids. So every day. And it was insane. Like half these penguins are like fucked up. They're walking back with like blood all over them, just fucked up from these rocks, just getting destroyed by these waves. And it's like the trade-off is they're safe from predators, but they have to fight the ocean every day. It was wild.
That's insane.
It was wild.
So like, how is that getting recorded? Like it's just
This team traveled all the way there.
Yeah.
And a handful of people have ever been to this island ever because it's in the middle of absolutely fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
So this team travels there, and they actually at the end of the episode they show how they got all their equipment like on this island. It was crazy. Like they're like roping up equipment because it's like a steep cliff. Like it is a fortress.
And
essentially.
the volcano doesn't make. I mean, this is my Sea of Thieves knowledge coming in, but like the volcano doesn't like make the water unbearable to swim in, and like
I don't think
just
so. No,
pure
so,
poison or
yeah,
boiling
just because
or
it's
whatever.
active doesn't mean it's like it is. You can smell like they were describing. You can smell the sulfur. in the
Active
air.
doesn't mean like spewing, lava everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is. You can definitely smell it. But it was awesome, dude. The penguins would just come up to these people. They're just like they don't give a fuck. They started shitting on all their equipment. It was really funny. It was good. But penguins still my favorite animal, especially after that. These penguins. My favorite penguin is the emperor penguin. Still, I mean, classic.
I like the macaroni.
Macaronis are okay. I think they look kind of weird.
Yeah, they're cool looking.
Emperor penguins are like the classic.
Yeah.
So they're my favorite.
Macaronis are like if you were gonna pick a bad penguin or like if you had a
misfit
movie,
penguin.
a bad guy penguin or like a rebel guy,
a Joker.
Yeah,
or like the penguin.
He would be
penguin.
He'd be a macaroni penguin
from Batman's probably based off a macaroni penguin. Would you say that's probably accurate?
I don't think so. It'd be based off of Emperor Penguin, right?
Well, they both look similar.
I guess all penguins have kind of like a tuxedo.
Yeah. That's not the difference. The difference is their like head.
Yeah, but penguin doesn't have any like type of like crazy eyebrows or anything, right?
That's true.
I don't know.
Maybe under his fucking top hat.
Yeah, maybe.
Anyways, penguins are sweet. They're kind of badass. I felt so bad, dude. There's like these penguins like waddling back, just fucking limping.
I don't know.
They got skewered.
What do you feel worse about? Like you watch Planet Earth. I'm sure Planet Earth is going to get nuts. Undoubtedly, at some point, someone's going to, like, there's going to be something, eat something else.
Well, okay, so you want to hear something crazy? So there's this island where there's like all these red crabs, and these crabs do this kind of march every year when it's mating season to the water so that they can mate or whatever. It's all about sex. That's why it's number one. But
It's
anyways,
just food and sex.
Food
Like,
and sex.
that's literally
what do you
survival.
think life is?
That's just survival. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like apparently this march is like very famous with all these red crabs because it's like millions of crabs.
Yeah,
It's
the Red
like,
Crab March.
It's a phenomenon. So anyways, because of human interaction, these ants came onto these islands from like these boats from human travelers going on these islands, and they're like these fucking fire ants. And these ants are fucking up these crabs. Like what they do is they squirt poison in these crabs' eyes so they go blind, and they eventually starve to death because they can't find food.
Oh my God.
Isn't that nuts?
That's like,
Nature's wild.
yeah, but that's still humans going in and
Well,
messing
inadvertently,
stuff up.
but yeah.
But still.
Well, here, I was thinking about this. This is interesting. So it's like, yes, humans fuck things up, but humans are part of the ecosystem.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, like-
we're just we're the bad guys.
We're the bad guys. Well, I mean, everyone's the bad. I mean, nature is about preservation.
Yeah,
So everyone but yourself is the bad guy.
true. That's
So that's just what it is. So
So which is worse, like when you're watching that kind of stuff and you're just like, that's just screwed up. Or you have things where it's like, oh, here's a zoo.
yeah,
And we just capture all these
Yeah.
things to just gawk at them.
Yeah.
Because I don't particularly like zoos. We were at the aquarium, which I think I mentioned last week. It's just like, man, I just feel bad. I just feel bad for all of these things. But then I'll watch something like Planet Earth. I'm like, I also feel bad. I just feel bad for all, like, why are we all just like vegetarians?
that's not how it works, man.
I know. Yeah.
Life-
Then I would start feeling bad about plants. I don't know.
That's true. Yeah. Well, here's what's different. There's conservation efforts to save these crabs.
Okay.
So name another species that goes out of their way to save another species. Doesn't exist.
True.
Except for us. So yes,
Yeah.
humans are the ultimate evil, but they're the only one capable of good as well, right?
Yeah.
In a way.
Sure.
Like if there's an
Yeah.
endangered species, we can make efforts
we
to
could
save it.
organize
Yeah.
like cross-world things. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I get you.
We can outlaw and the hunting of them and preserve them in zoos and shit, right? To
Yeah.
make sure that predators don't get to them. But in nature, who gives a fuck? They're going to get eaten.
Yeah, I think it's one thing to say like, oh, these are endangered, so we're going to save them, but it's endangered because we endangered them. So
That's
I feel
true,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a little.
Yeah. Like whales or something.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's
oh,
just
this
like-
is our fault.
Oh, we've been hunting
Yeah.
these elephants for their
Yeah.
tusks forever. Whoopsies.
Yeah. No, I got you. But there are other things like, like this example of the crabs.
Yeah.
Technically our fault, but not directly. It's not like we made sure fire ants were on board our fucking ships.
Yeah, it's not like we're out to get the crabs. I guess the thing too is like we're not. That would be like if lions were like, hey, we're gonna organize a group and just save the antelope.
Right.
We're gonna
That would never happen.
We're gonna start eating I don't know, fish instead or something. Yeah.
It never happened. So it's like we're the only ones like able to make changes like that, which is interesting.
We're also the only ones that are able to wipe out just swaths of just any.
Yeah.
We're also the ones that can level just a country of like it's just like, hey, all this land, we're gonna pave it,
Dude, we're
It's
the
fine.
most dangerous game.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Like actually.
I don't know how I feel, man. I don't know.
It's a great show. I'm very excited. I think you like it. I think you should give it a shot. It's on the Plex.
I think I should too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's on the Plex. I
on
mean,
the Plex.
I bought the Blu-rays.
Oh
or
man, if you could watch
the
something, I
4K
think,
stuff.
dude, if you ever get the means to play it, you
Yeah.
gotta invite me over because it is beautiful.
Yeah.
The camera work is stunning. It's very gorgeous.
All right.
So,
Try it out.
actually, here's an interesting question.
Okay.
Ready for this one?
Yes. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay,
honestly.
okay, yeah, thank you.
I want to hear it.
Appreciate the honesty.
Yeah.
What's scarier? More scary?
Okay. Scarier.
Scarier? Okay. What's scarier? Deep ocean?
No, I think it's actually more scary.
Okay.
No.
All right, research department,
Which
get
is
to us.
more? Which
is
inspires
more
more fear?
Which inhibits?
No, it doesn't inhibit.
It doesn't inhibit.
You would inhibit. Fear would
I inhibit.
Yeah, which would make you inhibit more fear?
Which did I inhibited more of, fear-wise? Is that it?
I'm
I get that?
100% with you now.
Okay, so here's the question. Here's
Yeah.
the fucking question. Scarier,
Okay.
deep sea, deep space.
Oh.
Yeah, right? Interesting question.
Scarier in terms of just generally speaking, like which provides more fear for you?
Yeah. When you think about it.
I would have to say C.
Yeah, isn't it? Like, space is scary.
But it's only scary because of how big it is.
Yeah.
And you, in the back of your mind, you know that, like, really,
Most of it's empty, yeah.
nothing's gonna hit
Most
you.
of it's empty.
Yeah. Or it's gonna take millions and millions of years
Right.
to get to you. Yeah.
We know there's shit down there.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is.
Dude, you show me, like, there was a freaking lobster.
Yeah.
I think it was a lobster
Yeah.
in this aquarium.
Yep.
It had to be like a foot long, a foot and a half long, or something.
Yeah.
That alone was enough for me to be like, well, I'm not going into the ocean.
Nope.
Like, and the ocean's massive, and it's like there's a small chance that my foot could rub up against something alive.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, I'm good.
But like there could be like a fucking kraken down there. We have no idea.
Oh yeah, well what was it where it's like here's a 100-foot long squid or something?
Yeah.
Where it's like tentacles are like insanely like no, I'm good. Like not to keep bringing up the aquarium, but like the aquarium literally had this massive squid
Yeah.
that it's been dead for I don't know a decade or whatever, but it's just like holy crap, like no, I'm good.
Yeah. That's fucked. So I would agree. Space is terrifying though as well.
I think the only thing that would make me more terrified of space than that is that, like it's like, oh hey, there's an asteroid coming. And it's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
yikes.
Well, so the deep sea is scary because we don't know what's down there, but we can imagine. In deep space, it's like we can't even fathom what might be out there.
It's so unfathomable that it's not scary.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. That's a good point. It could be anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Theoretically. It's probably nothing, but
I think that the
be
idea
anything.
is like the sea is just there.
it's a mystery, which is wild.
Like if there was something in outer space coming towards us,
Yeah.
and there was something in the sea
Coming up
that
to
was
us.
coming up to us,
Okay.
the sea is already like,
closer,
it's
it's
made
gonna win.
contact. It's,
But
it's here.
In my defense, if the Sea King ever attacks us with his minions, as we're getting run over, the asteroid's going to wipe us both out. So we're probably in a
Mutual. So
mutual-
then
Yeah.
we ally with the Sea King.
boom.
Do you think the Sea King is like weak against just fresh water? Is that the key? It's kind of like a Signs moment where like we don't know how to defeat him and we're terrified of water and he's throwing tidal waves on cities and
Yeah.
stuff. And then we're like, wait a minute, let's just hook up some fire hoses to a hydrant,
Oh,
just blast them with that.
wouldn't salt be better? Just fucking dehydrate him.
Yeah, but he's in salt water constantly. I assume that like I feel like you couldn't dehydrate him as much. What if he needs the salt?
What if he got to the core of the earth?
Yeah.
And is like trained in the core of the earth.
If
now
you
he's
got
like
to the core of the
immune.
earth,
Yeah.
if you had something that could survive that deep, which
Yeah.
presumably there are things that can go like super like
yeah.
pressure is. I mean, at that point,
That's what I'm saying. The
You
Sea
just-
King
you
is
lose.
fucking like one step below Goku at this point. Like, I mean, the dude is training
one
in.
small step, yeah.
Well, Goku's training in what, like 5,000 times the Earth's gravity. I mean, the pressure down that deep. If you're the Sea King,
This is a serious thing for the research department. Is I would love to know what is the pressure, what is the
at the
deepest
lowest point?
Yeah,
we
or
don't
like-
know what the lowest point is.
What's I mean? Like, how far can we go down? Like, what is the
I don't
deepest
know.
thing? Can we? There's not like a sonar thing that we can just shoot down there and be like,
Yeah, that's
there's
a good point. I'm sure there
bottom.
must be, right?
Yeah, Titanic isn't down there.
Unless we shoot something and nothing comes back, and then we're just like,
That's why I mean.
what if it's a portal to another dimension?
could be?
We don't know.
I would. I kind of like the idea that we don't know, but I also want to confirm that we don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm sure we know more than we're leading on because we're idiots.
Yeah,
but
I think we would also be surprised at how little we know.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like you think about all these different like islands and uninhabited things and different things. It's like I think generally speaking, I would be more shocked at the mysteries that surround us than not. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
Because I feel like we're at the point in history where our egos are so big because we have all this technology and shit that we don't want to admit there's still so much we don't know.
Well, just think about like cell phone service where you're just in the area that doesn't have service and you're just like, like what? what do I do?
Yeah.
The satellite doesn't hit this?
We are weak. Yeah. We are weak people. Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
I do got a pool this week.
That's right.
And
part two.
Part two. Wow, a lot of votes on the poll I just put out for the Disney. 5 already. We put that out. We put that out. What?
A lot of people are going to Disney. Yeah, I'm seeing that on my timeline. So real quick, I feel happy because an old friend. Oh, there's a little penguin. Nice.
There's a little penguin. Yeah.
Old friend of mine, Jim Rice, went to Disney Galaxy's Edge. He was jazzed about it.
Yeah.
He's posting all these pictures. He's doing all the drinks and the blue mooks.
I did the blue milk. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's like
waste of money. But I had to.
He liked it. He's like it was worth it. It lived up to the hype or whatever.
It was not. Are you out of your mind?
I didn't have any. I don't know.
$25.
He look. The thing is, I was smiling reading his posts because he was like a little kid going through all the Star Wars stuff, and he loved every second. Like it was awesome.
Yeah.
Like I'm so happy he had a good time there.
And then you realize you didn't have that good of a time,
and I'm a little jealous.
And
I have this like I'm like Scrooge going to this thing of just like, oh, I see where they're trying to milk you for all the money and they're using crappy parts and things like that.
Right.
And here's Jim just being like, man, this is the best thing ever. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. This is from the movie. Hey, I made a lightsaber. He did the lightsaber thing, which is good. He was trying to get into the Resistance and still couldn't. So I don't know if he ever got into that. I hope he did.
I went at the end of the day. So I got in line right when the park was about to close. And they let us stay in the line. And
that's awesome.
Yeah.
We literally were passing it. And we saw, and I kid you not, this just stampede of people running because apparently we were right next to it.
Yeah.
Right when it opened.
Yep.
And that's me just being like a little too awkward of like, so we could literally just cut all of these. Yeah. And I didn't know how the lines worked or anything. So I was like, do we just run it? And we didn't.
Took your time.
But yeah, that's my fault.
Yeah, it's okay. It's a learning experience.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh, the polls. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Galaxy's Edge. I had fun in Galaxy's Edge. Anyways, I think Magic Kingdom's in the lead right now, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom's definitely the worst park, in my opinion.
It's the most... See, when I think Disney World, though, I think Magic Kingdom.
I do too, but that doesn't mean it's the best.
Sure.
We're talking worst rides. We're talking worst... what do you
think then in Hollywood Studios?
Is the best? One? My favorite's Epcot, personally. That's just me.
Epcot, we just did it wrong.
You did it wrong. Yeah, you don't know.
I don't know. Apparently.
But that's okay. So personally, Epcot's my favorite. Magic Kingdom. You want to know something cool about Magic Kingdom?
Yeah.
This is what I was going to say. So there's this place called Casey's Corner. Mm-hmm. You see that place?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, it's like right on Main Street, on the corner.
Dude, there was because we got there late, so there was everybody on Main Street.
Yeah, it sucks.
Because they were waiting for the fireworks.
Yeah, it sucks.
So you just couldn't do it.
That's the worst time.
Yeah, yeah, it was packed.
So on Main Street, when you get down the end of Main Street, on the corner, it's called Casey's Corner.
Okay.
And it's based off Casey at the Bat.
Yeah.
Like the poem, right? You know, where he strikes out.
Yep.
And it's awesome. Like the thing I love about Disney is like everything's themed, obviously, theme park. So they're all in like baseball uniforms and some of them have like catcher gear on and shit. And it's super awesome.
Yeah.
What they do every morning is they pick like some kid out of the crowd to throw out the first pitch which I think is
That's kinda
super.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's super awesome.
How far is it?
How far is what?
The pitch.
It's like a short.
Oh, so you
Short
you can
throw.
actually throw it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
That's cool.
I don't know, but it's cool. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think I need a kid to fully kind of enjoy it and live vicariously through them and
I
their
think
wonderment
it
and
gets
stuff.
infinitely worse with a kid, if I'm being quite honest.
Oh, you think? All right.
Because yeah, it's just
I just think that's where I'm at, like within like even like Christmas and stuff, right? Like it's seeing my niece and nephews like get stuff is cool.
yeah.
Nieces, I have to be honest. I have two nieces now.
Niece.
Nieces.
Yep.
But both of them, like seeing them opening up gifts and like it's fun, right? Like it's
Yeah.
really it's nice to see the joy on kids' faces and things like that. And it's less about this commercialism stuff. And honestly, I think working just in retail in general has just ruined me.
Your soul's gone.
Yeah.
Like that's
But
obvious.
I don't know.
But
How do we get to Christmas? What are we talking about? Anyway, polls.
yeah, polls. So anyways, Magic Kingdom's in the lead. Like I understand Magic Kingdom. Classic. I like Epcot more. But here's the thing. You got to go with me, dude.
Mm-hmm.
We'd have a great time.
Oh, I think a friend group thing at Epcot would be awesome.
Well, at all four.
Oh, what?
All four parks. Here's what you got to
Sure.
do. Okay.
Sure.
The way you do it is you go for a week. 7 days.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That is a week. I do know that.
7 days.
Yep.
And you do all four parks. And then they have 2 water parks you can do on the off days. So you have 4 days for the parks. So it's like
yeah, I
park,
forgot about the volcano
off day,
thing.
park, and so on and so forth.
Do you like water parks?
They're okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the water parks. What I'm saying is you have the main parks, that's 4 days of your trip, and then off days in between so you can recoup.
And you have to, if you're going to do that, then you just go all in, do the Disney hotel
Absolutely.
thing, right?
Yeah.
And just do it.
No,
Like,
we're
just be
talking
like,
about
all
a
right.
fucking. You think our cabin trip's expensive? Like that would be fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you do the Disney hotel so you can get into the park early, and
Yep.
then we have our whole plan, and we go to everything, whatever. And then on the off days, you have like downtown Disney or whatever, which is really cool. Like there's a lot of cool shops and
Yeah.
great places to eat. We got to eat on this at this restaurant that was like right on the water, which is really cool.
See, I just need somebody to just do it for me and just be like, all right, come here,
Yep.
do this. Oh, hey,
Yeah, you're right.
going to make a lightsaber today.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You'd have a good time with that. You're just
I'll
walking
just-
and you don't have
Just
to
do it
figure
all,
anything out.
and then at the end of the time, just be like, all right, write me a check.
yeah. Then you have a terrible time.
Then I just find the nearest.
In terms of our poll, speaking of Star Wars, Best Droid Part 2, K2SO, which is the dude from
Rogue One.
Rogue One, and IG-11 were tied.
Oh,
Yeah.
IG-11.
IG-11, which is from Mandalorian.
Yeah. Huh.
IG-88's better, and he got no votes, of course, because you guys are fucking stupid.
No,
but it's whatever.
no. It is the recency biased. I will give you that.
Absolutely.
However,
well,
I also
he's
think
portrayed better. Like in episode
they
5
are.
or whatever, the dude's just standing there in the background. But
what was
read
the
his
fourth
book.
one? What was the fourth?
Read his book.
I might have his book actually.
Read his book.
You read his book.
Read his book and tell me he's not the best on this list.
I offered. So speaking of the cabin trip, I offered to drive you up
Okay.
and was like, "Hey, as long as you don't mind listening to a Star Wars book on the way," and you were just like, "No, I'm just gonna throw it in your face."
I don't recall that.
Oh yeah,
No, I
Okay.
don't recall saying that. But yeah, R4 got 1 vote. Pretty good.
R4. Oh, from Obi-Wan's. Yeah,
droid.
there was an R3 in Rebels that I just saw recently.
Not as good as Chopper.
Not
But,
anywhere near Chopper. Chopper is easily. Dude, Chopper's great.
I should have included my IG-88 compilation on the tweet. I forgot that was part of the rules now, where we can just fucking put
Just
like
do
the
whatever you
greatest
want.
hits. Of,
Go ahead. Put the compilation. It'll be
No, that's
it'll
okay.
be
It's
4
already. It's
seconds
okay. No,
long.
it's already over. It's over. The poll's over.
Is there any other scene where IG-88's even in there except when it's with all the other
No,
bounty hunters?
he has like 5 seconds of screen time. Read his book. Read the book.
I forgot about IG-11. That's not bad. I even know his name was IG-11 or their name. Could be a female robot, I suppose. I don't know.
I think it's confirmed that it's a boy.
I guess it has a male voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was good. It was good. It's always amazing how much more personality some of the droids have than some of the characters in Star Wars. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
Read the books.
Yeah. Read the books,
Read the books, man. That's the answer.
dude. I'm slacking on my books. I'm only I think like 5 chapters in on my 6th book. I think it's all about Princess Leia. And
Yeah,
it's
Princess
about-
Leia. She's hot, but like
This is old Princess Leia. This is like
old age.
this is old age.
You can
like,
be hot
after-
and old, Tyler. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I was skipping
Older.
over your hot comment. I was just clarifying that this isn't like
I think we really need to dig into this.
Okay, we can
for a
dig
second.
into how hot Princess Leia is.
Well, the gold bikini is like.
Dude, yeah, I guess.
You think it's overrated?
I think it is very overrated. Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I remember specifically when we were talking about our celebrity hall pass. Who was yours again? Would you like to
Did I? Oh, I forgot. I don't even know her name from the kid. I don't know.
like I'm saying Margot Robbie and you're like,
I don't know.
oh man.
Someone from the 1960s.
Yeah. So Leia's overrated, but what you have going on.
Dude, the golden bikini's crazy. The whole like with Natalie Portman's thing where she gets slashed by the lion.
Natalie
thing.
Portman's overrated for sure. Like Leia's better. Leia's competent.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Like Leia gets shit done, which is attractive, right? Like she's badass.
I guess.
You don't think that's an attractive quality?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
She's a little intimidating. I feel like
Some guys like that.
here's the thing. If I would want to like kick back and relax, I feel like Leia would like yell at me.
Oh, you're not compatible with her, that's for sure.
Well, it's a good thing because
I was just saying.
luckily I am married to a very compatible person.
Of course. I mean, we're talking about a fictional character.
Sure.
But, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just so Chelsea isn't worried.
I'm waiting for her to walk through that door. She should be here any minute now. I can ask her if she likes Leia or Padme more. I'm sure Leia wins.
It has to be Leia. If she says Padme, you have to question your marriage. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. I don't want to go through that.
But she's a Slytherin Gryffindor?
Yeah,
That's not even feasible.
right.
Right?
I think she's.
They
full of
hate
it.
each other.
Yeah, no, you pick a side.
You would be such an outcast
Yeah.
if you were playing both teams there.
Although technically, isn't Harry Potter a Slytherin Gryffindor?
Holy shit. I
Like,
think
technically-
your wife just has a big ego. She thinks she's the main character.
She's the main character for a story.
She's the main character of her own story,
Yeah.
of her life.
Yeah.
In my life, she's still the main character. How do you feel about that?
I would maybe this says something. I would rather her be the main character of my
That
life.
says everything about you. That literally says it. That is the most Tyler thing I
I'm
think
okay
I've
with
ever
that.
heard in my
Sure.
life.
I'm fine with that.
I had this dream. Ready for this?
Tell me the dream that you had about my wife. Go ahead.
It's
Thanks.
not about your wife.
Okay,
No.
great.
It was me and you. So I had this dream where I had the power to enter people's dreams
Okay.
and manipulate them. So I went into your head
Yeah.
and I created a situation where we were both in this boat
Okay.
going into Normandy
Yikes.
in 1944?
44.
44.
44?
I'm pretty confident it's 1944.
That was in at 43, but I could be wrong. Sure. All right.
Research department.
Yeah.
Tell us who's right. Cheeseburger?
No.
Okay. So we're in this boat going in,
Yeah.
and because I wanted to see this is it's probably sadistic, right? Like I wanted to see how you would
well,
react.
you have us in Normandy, so I'm going to go on the limb and say, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. But so we're in the boat, and I'm like talking to you, like, dude, holy fuck, like I'm like freaking out, and you're just you like realize where you're at.
Okay.
You just like come to this real because the dream just started. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And you come to this realization of where you're at. And you're like, nope. And you just jump off the boat. You just jump straight up. Like, we're not even close. You're in the middle of the ocean. You just jump off the boat. I was like, yeah, that's Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't.
You're like, it was the funniest. It's like not funny at all, but it's
No.
kind of hilarious.
Dude, oh my gosh. I cannot fathom.
Doing
like,
that.
if you think about the caliber of human from that time period to now,
I will say this. Did they have a choice?
no.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
have a draft.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Not that I'm not taking anything away from them. They're the bravest people ever.
Yeah.
But if that scenario happened to us, we would probably be doing the same shit.
I don't think so.
You would jump off the side.
Well,
into the ocean?
no, because I'd be too.
It's like if we're in that situation, you're fucked. Like,
Okay,
what else are you gonna do?
I guess in that regard, sure. What I'm saying is like people would lose their mind. Like you wouldn't. I feel
You don't think they were losing their mind? Maybe they
Yeah,
didn't
but
know what they were in store for. I don't know.
I would like to, and maybe this is just me like not understanding. I like to think that there was a certain level of like duty and honor to a country that we are very much on the opposite end
it's
of now.
interesting. You look at something like that, and then you look at Vietnam years later, right? Totally different atmosphere.
Right.
It's fascinating to me.
Yeah,
And I
it's
think
it only kept
A lot of it
degrading
has to
from
do
there,
with, what the war is for, right?
What's your trust of government?
Yeah,
and
of
everything
course.
Else,
Yeah, of course. So, yeah, I think that was an interesting dream.
You might not be far off, man.
No, that's exactly.
Man.
I was like, it is actually scary how accurate your subconscious is. I mean, like, it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, this might not make sense to anyone. I have a habit of saying things that make zero sense. But it seems like to me, like when I'm in a dream sequence, how I talk, and then how obviously I'm going to get down how I talk. Like I understand, hopefully, myself intimately, but you talk exactly like yourself. You make the decisions. I'm like, that's what Todd. Like, do I just know you that well?
Yeah, I would assume so. We are 63 episodes into a podcast,
true.
right? So
what are we doing for 69?
Something probably great. I don't know.
Hopefully, we're able to air it. I'm hoping.
I'm sure we would.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's kind of wild to me.
Is
that crazy to you, or does that make sense?
No, I think it makes sense.
That your subconscious is like that accurate. It's like
yeah,
mannerisms down. Tempo.
Yeah.
Inflection. I'm telling you, it's like
You're
there.
saying we have a very strong relationship. But
not even just you. Like
say it. You don't have
anyone.
to go
It's
around
like
and
anyone
pretend
in
you
my
have this
dreams.
dream.
It's like
so I'm just one of dozens.
Well, it's usually
I thought we had
you.
something special. I get it.
Dude, we were in Normandy together. It is special. We were fucking.
No, we weren't. I was in the middle of the ocean. Apparently, we never hit Normandy,
man. What the hell? That was
Here's
wild.
the thing, and this is going to get a little dark, but
Yeah. Well, it can't be darker than what I just said.
I can't fathom die, and like I assume no one can, right?
There are points in which I'm sitting in bed, and you come to the realization that you will die someday.
No,
I have, and it's depressing, and like you get anxious because you don't know anything. You can't fathom it. You can't.
Right.
You don't know what's going to happen. But I come back down to earth, and I'm like, but that's just life, man. What am I going to do?
I can't bring my brain to figure that. Like I had my wonderful parents brought us in. I don't even remember what we were doing, but they were like, "Hey, we want to talk," blah blah blah, and then it was just straight up like, "Here's how we want our funeral arrangements to be," and everything. I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, like what are we doing?" It was on like FaceTime and stuff.
To me, that's worse, right?
Yeah, but I just can't fathom. And I guess to a certain, like, eventually you get to a point,
like
but like
anyone's death or just
no,
yours?
just myself. Like
Interesting.
in this again, this is just my stupid brain, but it's like if I was on that Normandy ship, I'd be fine. I would just somehow make it through, and
I would. I would like.
I just can't fathom it. Like, it's stupid because I would be I don't care. I'd be gone instantly.
Yeah.
Mainly because it'd be in the middle of the ocean, but you know what I mean? Like,
I would venture to guess, and this is obviously all speculation. If we ever get access to time travel, we could test it out. But I'd venture to guess that we would go through with it because you have no other choice. You're in that boat, man. It's like
right, but
you have
that's
all these people counting on you.
Yeah,
I would be.
You can't.
I would just
think about that.
I'd be
man.
praying,
like,
dude. I'd be fucking praying.
You'd be the guy with the crucifix, just
dude,
going.
There's a saying. There's no atheist in the foxhole. That's got to be the most true saying, right? Like,
maybe.
When you're about to die, you will do anything to come to terms with it, right? Right? Like when you I'm not talking about thinking about dying. I'm talking about faced with death.
Yeah. Buddy, I wish I had a clear.
Dude, I don't have a clear.
I don't know.
Speculation.
I just can't. I can't picture it. I can't think about it. I can't. It just does not compute.
I'm not saying I can fathom it. I'm just saying yeah, I'm gonna die someday.
I guess. I don't know, man.
I guess definitely.
Dark. I don't know.
Every
I don't know, what are we
human
doing?
who has ever walked on the face of the earth has died.
Sure.
Fact.
Wow.
Maybe Disney's still frozen. Actually, there's a little theory about that.
Technically, we haven't yet, or have we?
That's true. If we're using the scientific method, it can't be proven
that everyone has died. Yeah,
because there are still people living, right?
What?
So, like in an experiment, if there's still examples of people who are still living, right, and have not died yet, doesn't that disprove that every person who's ever lived has died? Because we haven't reached any conclusions on people who are still alive?
I think if you use past tense, that would technically be... Well, I guess yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess not.
Am I making zero sense? Or?
No, you're making sense. I don't know if it's scientifically accurate. Probably not.
There's this funny thing today. We were going over this shit for work where it's there's this initiative for best business practices and shit.
Okay.
So there's these Shingo principles that we go over, and I guess the maker of Toyota and their manufacturing production line and everything like that had these principles that he created. That talk about his philosophy of business and best practice and shit like that. Anyways, throughout this discussion, they brought up the scientific method. Now we're at 4:00 on a Friday and we're pretty done.
Yeah.
So all I did was, because it was they showed us this picture of the scientific method, which is question, hypothesis, experiment. So what I did was, I did question, is Cookie Monster the best entity eating cookies? Hypothesis, yes, he's a literal Cookie Monster. And I went down the list of the scientific method, and I sent it to my boss. And
was it well received, or
yeah, he
are you
laughed.
looking for a job? Okay, that's good.
Yeah. But what was I gonna? What did that have to do with anything?
I thought this was just a giant segue into our top 5.
No, absolutely not. That is a great segue.
It is a great
top 5.
segue, yeah.
But Cookie Monster is fantastic. Top 10 character of all time.
I'll just stamp it and say sure, because we're that close apparently.
Pull?
Sure.
Oh,
sure. Tell me what the. Go ahead.
You can set it. You said it.
You said it.
You said it.
What's the
question?
The question is Cookie Monster
in the
top 10? What are you thinking? Fictional characters of all time?
Sure.
Sure. That's a quick yes or no. Buddy, I don't. The audience has been disappointing you with polls recently. I don't want this to just be a low hanging fruit.
This is definitely setting up for disappointment.
This is all fictional characters
in the
world.
Here's an example.
Sure.
Wait, were we talking about this on the podcast or before the podcast?
What were we talking about? I don't know.
Of how I categorize the tweets, alphabetically, or sometimes it's not.
I think it was before we started.
This
recording.
is an example of not alphabetically, because it's going to be yes.
You always go positive then negative. Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Can you describe the philosophy of that?
I honestly can't.
Is Cookie Monster in the top 10 fictional characters of all time? Yes, no?
Sure.
We're going to leave it up to the audience. It's out there. It's tweeted.
Oh, my friend.
Go answer it.
I feel so bad for you.
But what if
Like,
I win?
why do you like hurting yourself?
I'm a degenerate gambler. So in my head, in your head, it's like, okay, this is probably not going to win.
Yeah.
This is a safe bet.
Mm-hmm.
In my head, it's what if I do win? You understand?
Yeah.
You understand the
Yes.
degeneracy that happens?
I got it.
Yeah.
In D&D, I am a 2-foot owl.
An Allen.
An Owlin.
Yeah.
Shaolin Owlin. I was a monk Owlin. Shaolin Owlin.
Yeah.
I'm a 2-foot owl, and
Yeah.
I was going up against a 400-pound centaur in a pie eating contest.
Yes.
And I was the same thing. Like, this is going to kill me.
Yeah.
But I was like, but what if I win?
Exactly.
So sports betting. We talked about that.
Yeah. So I I think what we need to do is we need to get you down to Rivers Casino.
So as a quick thing,
Yeah.
a few episodes back, our buddy, another John H.
John H. John the H.
John H.
John the H.
John. Well, no, John H. the third would be really kind of his full title.
Really?
Yeah,
He's a third?
he's a third.
Like actually?
Actually, yeah.
Oh, cool. That's cool. I don't know why he doesn't go by that.
I think he. I mean, he's on Facebook.
It's like pretentious, but like fuck it.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Call him Big Pumpkin.
Big
That's his
H.
nickname. Anyway, John was on. We were.
Isn't Big H like heroin?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know either.
Big H.
All right. John H. the third. Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
he was on. We were talking about sports betting.
Yep.
You guys text me a little bit after saying, "Hey, we want to bring you into our CD so-and-sos and undergoings and things like that." So we're like, all right, hey guys, I'm about to go on a honeymoon. Maybe when I get back, after I spend all the money in the honeymoon,
Yeah.
I will throw money away at sports betting. Well, now, as you guys have found out, I am officially back from the honeymoon,
I did find that out.
and now I have to put my money where my mouth is, or was.
Yep. So
Past Tyler really screwed me.
Past Tyler how's league going? I mean, Past Tyler
Past
hates
Tyler
you.
is, it's not great.
Yeah. What rank are you?
Like a what's a 10? I think 10.
Yeah. 10.
That's it. Is
10.
Pewter?
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Sports betting.
Yeah.
So I think what we should do. Mm-hmm. Well, here's the thing. I mean, what do you want? Do you want us to...
I want to make all the money so my wife can quit her job.
Let me rephrase.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather us explain to you the different elements involved in sports betting? So the odds, the different games you can bet on.
I would love to understand what over-under means.
Sure.
That sounds good.
So I think we set up, maybe even tonight while we're sailing the high seas, potentially
Yeah.
sailing the high seas.
Uh-huh.
We give you a little lesson on all of that. Over, under, money line, spread,
Okay.
odds.
Just like download me with all the
Prop bets.
vocab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And futures. You know what I'm saying? All these terms.
Futures. That's like a
So you can bet on the future things. So
oh.
Steelers to make the playoffs. That's a future bet.
Oh, yeah.
Steelers to win the Super Bowl. That's a future bet.
2000 what do you think? 48. 2048.
So
Steelers will win the
It's for this year. But the thing is you can bet on anything really, but
You should really put that down.
the craziest 2048.
2048.
The crazier
Steelers
the
win
bet, the more seedy of the website you have to go on to be able to bet on it. That's usually the role.
Okay. Sure.
Anyway, so we'll teach you about the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think what we do is we go down to Rivers Casino, which is the casino for Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Sponsor us. And $100. We play some bets. We watch some games.
I did say I would put $100 down.
Yeah, $100. We play some bets, watch some games,
Mm-hmm.
get some brewskis, maybe get a burger.
Yeah.
They have a very good breakfast burger there. I enjoy it quite a bit.
Here's the problem.
Oh, God.
No, well, so first off,
Yes.
the food does not come out of the $100. I assume,
No.
right? Like you put $100 away.
Unless you wanted to.
No, I'll add the food. The
Perfect.
food's just good time
It's
with
good
some
because
friends.
you're getting something for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
How often do you and Harbin the third?
Yeah.
How often do you guys agree on bets? Like, do you guys always like align your bets?
Yes.
You
unless so if I'm telling him about it, if I tell John about a bet,
Yeah.
unless he's placed a bet opposite of that
Right.
initially, he's either going to ride with me or he's going to fade it, meaning he doesn't bet on it at all.
Okay.
So there is never conflicting bets. If I learn that he bet the opposite way of what I'm thinking, I'm just not going to touch it because there's a brotherhood. There's a pact you made.
Oh, see, that's where. So
Why
part
would
of
you
me-
want to do that? That's horrific.
I don't know. That's my base nature is like I want to have like kind of what you were talking about earlier, where it's like I just want to. But what if, like whenever you guys are miserable,
Yeah.
that means that I'm happy,
Right,
And
right.
as a group, one of us can always be happy if
No.
we're always betting against each other.
I have been to the casino too many times. That's the worst state. It's the worst state. It's the worst.
Okay,
I'd rather everyone be miserable.
camaraderie.
Yes,
You're
because
all
then you can
storming
all
Normandy
complain
together.
about it
Yeah.
in mutual agreement, or you're all celebrating together.
So I'm going to put secret side bets down.
I am regretting even inviting you because you are the most toxic type of gambler.
No, I
Absolutely.
You don't even know that yet. I haven't gambled ever.
The fact that you're even
Ever.
bringing this up,
Well, that's just my
is
natural.
incredibly alarming.
I like to hedge my bets.
That's horrible.
I like to bet on red and black.
That's stupid.
I know.
All right.
Like I understand. Like betting is stupid,
Yes.
but if it's like a camaraderie thing,
But there are better ways to bet than other ways. Like
Well-
putting it on red and black is definitively more stupid than putting it just on one of the other.
and I would have to, because I don't know anything about really anything.
Yeah.
So I would have to use your guys.
Yeah.
As long as you tell me like, hey, here's this thing. It's a good chance of blah 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 blah. But
So here is what I'm curious about.
okay,
You don't really care about sports,
no,
but when there's money on it,
yeah.
I am very curious to see how much of a fan Tyler is of baseball.
Well, you could say that like, well, like with football, right? Like fantasy league or whatever.
Yeah.
Like for me, the moment our league starts,
Right.
I send John $20
Yep.
and I put it out of my mind
Gone.
just so I don't have to care about it.
Right.
So I can't do that with this.
This is different.
Yeah.
And this is why I think it'll be an interesting experiment because will Tyler care about the game?
Probably.
Will Tyler be bored? Maybe.
I don't think so.
If you have $100 on it, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, but isn't it just a bunch of little bets?
Probably a bunch of little bets, but I'm curious to see how invested you are in the game. Because there is
I don't
nothing
know.
in this world that gets your testosterone flowing, your dopamine
Yeah.
pumping,
Uh-huh.
like winning a bet. It's
I'll take
it's
man, I'll
horrible.
take your word for it. I believe
I'm
you.
just telling you, man.
Sure.
You win that bet, you hug your mates,
Yeah.
you get paid a minuscule amount of money in the long run.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I would love, like, kind of along the same lines. I would love to actually care about like a sports team. Like you look at something like a Ted Lasso, or you look
Yeah.
at everyone like really loving this, like, soccer club or whatever.
Right.
I would love to get to a point where I'm like, I am in love with this team. I'm super jazzed for their success and everything. And I don't care. I don't know.
No, but this is what the beauty is of the sports betting.
Mm-hmm.
I have my favorite teams, obviously.
Sure.
But when you're betting on teams, suddenly
Everything's your team.
that's your favorite team in the world.
Yeah.
And you've been a lifelong fan. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. And honestly, fantasy league's kind of the same thing.
It is. It's more of a long run. So, like you said, you pay it initially, and then you don't worry about it, and you try to win. But in this, it's like if we went down to the casino and watched, and this is this is a little bit different than how John and I do that sometimes. But usually, how it works is, okay, here's the bet. We put it in on our phones, and then we see if they win like 5 hours later.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, sure.
Right. Which I think that's like the Tyler way. You know what I mean?
Put it there and then just
put it there
let
out
me
of your
know if I
mind.
win.
That's
Yeah.
more the fantasy way. Put it there out of your mind.
Yeah.
Did we win?
But I could get behind the idea of like we're just gonna make a night of it, go
Exactly.
down and like eat and just
Because
hang
I think
out
that would be a
and-
good test if it's like if we lose horribly and you're miserable and scarred and you hate it, then we can cut it off there.
we could just
right?
amputate that.
It's going to be a more extreme experience because either it's going to go extremely well and you're
Yeah.
going to be addicted on the
Yep.
spot, or it's going to go horribly and we're going to cut you off.
I don't
Right
yeah,
at the beginning.
I have a house to buy, so it's one of those like I've already talked to Chelsea about it.
Yeah,
She already knows. I was like, hey, I want to do this thing.
it's very forthcoming of you.
Yeah. Well, because I do have I'm a fear of it, right? So this is essentially the same thing as like it's eating half of a weed gummy. I always wanted to try it, right?
Yeah,
But I'm terrified of it.
you had the availability of that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
I didn't know you wanted to do it. That's surprising.
That's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
I was just like you know,
I hope your parents don't listen to this. They would
Yeah,
they would
they're
be
fine.
horrified.
yeah. No, I mean, hey, look, it's one of those like I want
curious.
I want the experience of it, but I've been conditioned
To hate
from
it.
birth
Yeah.
to be terrified of any type of shady activity.
True. I will say John and I do not bet a lot. Like $100 is an obscene amount for us.
Yeah, and I think that you know how I play like games and stuff.
Yeah.
Where like I hate Tarkov. It's like if I hate losing something
Yep.
more than anything.
Yeah.
So it's already like it's enough for me to be like, all right, I'm gonna put the money here, and just like I have to like say I'm gonna like this is just not mine anymore.
Yeah. So I think that's the way to do it. Make a night of it, and we saw how it goes. And I think that first impression will say everything. Like if it goes horribly, we lose all $100. You're done.
Yeah.
You're never gonna go back to it. And I
But see,
think-
this is the same thing. You're like, look, just do this one line of cocaine. It's just one. It's fine. It's just you do one and you're done.
yeah,
No. Anyway,
man. What if I ruin your life with this? That would be
yeah, you're gonna we're gonna
That'd be-
listen back.
that'd be upsetting.
And just mark it on the calendar. This is when
Tyler's life.
this is when I was.
You seem like you have good control of yourself.
I think I would.
as I look over at your virtual reality
Yeah, well-
system.
I'm confident that Chelsea would slap some sense into me.
Well, dude, I mean, like, I have like 300 and some dollars in my Fox account, which is the most I have in any account, and that's a ton.
I'm assuming that's like a betting app.
yeah.
Okay.
Like Fox Sports bet.
Sure. Okay.
Anyways, so that's a ton. So like my usual bets are like anywhere from $5 to like $15.
Well, I mean, look at like Dogecoin and like crypto stuff, and that's the same thing as just long term betting.
Exactly.
Right?
Why not win now?
Yeah. Well, well, part of me was like, what if I just take the money out of that? But like, those are in the toilet right now. I can't pull the money out now.
No, you sink.
Technically, right now Doge is worth three times what I paid into it. Even it's like it's really really bad. So I think ultimately we're good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyways, so
Anyway.
we're gonna do that. I think that's what we're gonna do.
All right,
We got to
just
get John on board.
give me
but I'm sure
give me
he's
a
gonna be
day.
on
I
board.
mean,
Yeah.
he was the one that mentioned it. He's like,
he's in.
hey, you're back from your honeymoon.
Yeah,
Let's
he
start
did.
throwing
He
some money
did.
away.
I forgot
Yeah.
about it, honestly. All right. Speaking of that, speaking of gambling,
Speaking of gambling,
it's the death of your wallet.
yes.
Speaking of deaths, top 5 time.
Yes. So just to be clear,
There was a better segue way earlier.
We talked about so much death.
Yeah.
Went to gambling.
Yep.
And now we're back on death. Yeah, no, that's fine. Sure. Let's ride it.
What's our top 5 today?
Top 5 fictional deaths is our top 5 today. We're ending on a super cheery note
Yep.
for everyone involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I would like to stipulate
Okay.
that these deaths made us sad because I'm sure there are some fictional deaths that make you happy.
Ooh.
And that's a different list.
That is a different list.
You know what I'm saying?
So I was going off of the idea that they're the most impactful deaths.
Impactful, sad, I think.
Well,
okay.
I was doing
Sure.
both.
Okay.
If you prefer,
That is a good distinction. What do you I'm down the ride with impactful.
I'm with you, and if you have not seen Game of Thrones, then I feel like our lists can align.
understand, dude. I can understand Game of Thrones because that's
Okay.
all anyone talks about when you have like when you're researching this and every fucking list has Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Like,
but I don't.
I get it.
Yeah,
I'm willing to go there.
I took it. Well, we can get into it. I was going more by, to your point, like sad. Something that made me feel something
Yeah.
where I'm just like devastated
Yeah.
that this happened type
Yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
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 Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Any rules?
Any other rules? So
They have to die.
They have to die.
Can't be resurrected.
Do they have to be living?
Yep.
Okay.
No. I guess in some sense.
We'll talk about it.
Sure.
They can't be resurrected?
No.
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
Right? You think they should be able to?
I only have 2.
All right, we'll talk about it. I don't
Okay.
think they should be, but we'll talk about it.
And when we say fictional deaths, are we saying, so for instance, and this isn't on my list, but this was kind of a thought that I had. Spartacus, real guy. Spartacus'
count.
death doesn't count because he was real, even
Yeah.
though his death would have been different.
And like in Braveheart,
Sure.
what's his face?
Or like Passion of the Christ.
Jesus, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
guy.
but-
Got resurrected though. Doesn't count.
Well, Jesus, I guess, is off the list for a number of reasons, but sure.
There are a lot of reasons. Yeah.
Okay, and then real quick too, because this is going to come up, is
Okay.
when we're talking about Saving Private Ryan, fictional characters, real war,
That counts.
that counts.
Fictional character.
All right,
Yeah.
as long as we're on the same page. Cool.
Good?
Yeah.
Good?
I have a list. You have a list.
Kick us off.
I do want to call out like one. Have you seen Green Mile?
Yes.
I have not.
It's on my list.
Every single list I've ever come across so far, Green Mile is like number 1.
It's on my list.
So do you want to
think-
explain to me why?
It's been a while since I watched it.
Okay,
I think this guy was he was falsely convicted.
Michael Clark
of this crime.
Duncan.
Is that his name?
Well, that's the actor's name. I
Is he
believe.
on my list?
I just want to. So the problem that I'm worried about is I know there are going to be a lot of people. They're going to be talking about a lot of, I don't know, animes and shows that like for instance, like do you have like Old Yeller?
No.
Is that a thing? Right. I know a ton of people are going to say Old Yeller is like the devastating death of, but I've never seen it, so that wouldn't be on my list. But I just want to acknowledge.
I don't have him on my
so-
list, actually. Interesting.
Okay.
I haven't seen it in forever. It is very sad. Pretty much this guy is like falsely convicted of like murder or something. He gets to the chair and like they kind of all know, but
That
he still
innocent.
fucking dies and he's like
Yeah.
crying and shit as they kill him and it's fucked up.
Yeah, that's got to be.
It's horrifying.
But I've never seen it, so I can't
No,
put it on
exactly.
the list.
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
just
yeah.
want to throw it out there.
I'm with
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
I'm with you.
All right, so let me start going down.
This
my
is our
then.
list.
Sure.
It's just, you know, the audience has to be aware of that.
We are a product of what we have seen.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna go back to childhood.
All right.
Do you want?
Just hit me.
All right. So we got to talk about Mufasa. like,
We have to talk about Mufasa.
right?
Yeah. As a kid,
Right.
seeing that shit, yeah, that's a rough one.
There are only 2 cartoons
Uh-oh.
that I am like, oh my god, this wrecked me as a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Bambi.
No.
I'm talking about Mufasa.
Because Bambi's off screen. Bambi's mom.
Yeah, you like get it. It's like sad, but it's not like.
Well, it is pretty sad when Bambi comes
Yeah,
up to his
but-
mom and she's fucking
But
dead.
Bambi isn't like putting her hoof over top of him so he could have one last hug or whatever, like Simba is doing with Mufasa.
True.
Like, as a kid, that's insane.
That's insane.
And then the other one would be Land Before Time,
Littlefoot's mom.
Littlefoot's mom.
Yeah, that's rough.
You get wrecked by a T-Rex. She's like, hey,
Got outplayed.
I'm going to be with you.
Yeah.
You might not see me.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? It's like, oh no. Like,
That is like the last words are what
Yeah.
get you too.
yeah, it's
Like
just,
Mufasa didn't have shit, did he? He didn't say anything, did he?
Actually,
I think he was dead, wasn't he?
I think he was.
I think he was fucking dead. So like, what's worse? You don't get any closure,
Yeah.
or you get those last words
You
that hurt
literally,
you.
the last words were "Long live the king" as he gets thrown from a cliff.
Well, that
Like,
was Scar's last words.
right,
I'm saying
but that's
Mufas's
what
last
I mean.
words
Like,
was
help me, brother.
help me. Right? Yeah.
Like, yikes. But as
this
a kid,
is
man,
fucked
like,
up episode.
yeah, like,
Yeah, yeah.
but that's the thing is, so
I think they both have merit. I agree.
yeah.
Those are two impactful children's cartoons.
they need to be in the conversation.
I'll give you another one.
Okay.
Iron Giant.
I do. Oh, I'm sorry. I do have Iron Giant later on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iron Giant, Superman.
Yep.
It's
So
rough.
the only thing with Iron Giant is
Now to me he's alive. So like
Okay.
he's conscious, right?
sure.
That's kind of my stipulation. So I think he should count.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
okay.
sure.
Because you were talking about do they have to be alive?
No, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I would absolutely count Iron Giant.
Okay, cool.
But the only thing with Iron Giant is the only reason I remembered Iron Giant is because I saw it on the list. Where Littlefoot and
two, yeah.
Lion King are the two that stuck with me as a child, where it's like, okay, like this is a thing.
So I remember Mufasa, obviously. I remember Iron Giant from a kid, and then Littlefoot's mom was
Is the
list
one that you saw
kind of
list.
sparked,
Yeah.
Which still so sad.
Sure.
And I love Land Before Times, but yeah. Those are three big hitters.
We'll put them on the list. We'll talk about them.
A little maybe
Sure.
action. All right, you're up. You're up.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
you did two.
I did do two. You want to do another one?
Do I have another children's thing? I don't think so. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think I would be. I didn't think he would die.
Yeah.
So actually, one thing we should probably say right off the bat: a lot of spoilers
Yeah,
could be happening.
Yeah, that's true.
And I do want to.
That's a little late.
You never saw Peaky Blinders, right?
No.
Okay. Well, we're gonna
No.
just not. That's off the list. We're not saying anything about anything, and you need to watch that show because I still think that that's in the conversation of best TV show. So
That's ridiculous.
you need to watch it.
It's
Chelsea
better than
is-
Breaking Bad.
Chelsea is very into it, and the more I watch it, so I'm not saying it's a better story than Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
although I really like it. I'm saying that the way it's shot and the art choices they make, it might be better than Breaking Bad.
I see.
I don't know. Anyway, if I was going to tell somebody to watch a show, I still think I'd probably start with Breaking Bad because I think that's more accessible. But Peaky Blinders is very, very good. But I don't want that to be ruined for you. So, what else are we talking about? Sorry, what was your question? Oh, Tony Stark. So Tony Stark. Yeah, Tony Stark is. It was kind of awesome. Like I was really happy they did the way they did. I'm happy that they I'd say like he's like gone. Like it wasn't like he did it, passed out, and then he's like in a hospital bed or whatever. There's like an after credits thing. It's like nope, like this is it. Like this is. I think that's ballsy of them, and I'm happy they went that route. Granted, you have the multiverse, you can do whatever you want, but
It's a good point. To me, it wasn't as sad as like a Littlefoot's mom,
yeah,
but it was more like the realization that the ride's over.
yep,
Because it's such a combination of 10 years, right?
yeah,
And there was so much impact from that character. I mean, some would say the main character
yeah.
of the franchise. Others might argue that, but the fact
name,
that he's
name another character in the MCU
Yeah.
that had that type of arc. Come on,
he's got the best arc.
yeah.
I won't
I'm just saying.
I won't deny that.
It's because he had his mini arc with Iron Man,
Yeah.
and all the different Iron Mans,
Yep.
and then he had his overarching arc of like the entire 10 years. Like it's crazy. It's awesome.
Where he's like, he gets a glimpse into this apocalyptic
yeah,
foreign enemy, aliens,
yeah,
and he's like battling this PTSD the entire time.
yeah,
Because he's the only one who's seen this threat,
yep.
this inevitable destruction, and does everything in his power to stop it, and he still can't. And then
Coming to terms with it, like it's
it's a good arc. It's a fantastic arc.
I think that's the reason why his death pays off, because
The payoff, yeah, it's huge.
and a lot of people quote unquote die at the two movies, but it's like you do this thing where everyone evaporates,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, which was big,
but not when it's too many. You know what I mean? It's just too many people.
Sure. Yeah, you're like, okay, there's no way they follow through with this.
So it's like even like,
although I will say, when we first watched that movie, we were like, fuck. Right, like my first thought was your first.
Wasn't.
Oh,
No.
Interesting. Okay.
I thought it was really good. I thought
Yeah.
when Spider-Man went away and did his little improv thing and everything, I was just like, okay. Like,
He was milking it a
was
little bit.
hamming it up a little bit, sure.
A little ham there.
but that's the only one that I was like, oh crap, because I wasn't looking at his acting as much as like Tony Stark has literally brought this kid into this,
What it
and
meant.
he's just gone. And Tony Stark's like, oh no, like
I think less could have been more there, but
probably
in my infinite acting knowledge,
yeah, probably. But what I'm saying is there wasn't a second that went by where I'm like, oh yeah, they're gone forever.
yeah,
okay,
yeah, for sure.
yeah. Anyway, I would be fine keeping him on the list to talk.
Yeah, what do you
through.
think? It's tough. It's not. I mean, we're talking impactful. That's very impactful.
I thought it was well done.
We're talking about so much impact that the MCU will never be the same without him.
Really?
No. You think you'll ever reach that high without Tony Stark?
No, but
as
I
Iron
think
Man?
it's because we're going to be jaded because there's 27 movies out now,
I
and
don't think so. I think this is peak Marvel
I would agree with you
with him at the helm.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But
It's my thought.
I guess me personally is that going to make me like cry or affect me to the point of maybe like some of the other ones on my personal list? Maybe not. But
No.
if you want to fight for him, we can keep him on.
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about. Is it impactful or is it sad? I mean, to
Impactful,
me,
not within the realm. It was impactful to like it was very like personal impact.
Personal
yeah.
impact.
Not
Okay.
like
So yeah, I guess a little bit less personal impact for me, but it's memorable for sure.
sure. Yeah.
For sure. I am Iron Man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
That was
man.
great.
That's fantastic.
That's good. That's a great closure. It's a well done thing. I'm 100% on board. Yeah.
Yeah. We can put it in maybe. We can
All
talk
right.
about it. We can talk,
Yeah, that's fine.
little talk about it.
All right.
You're up. You're up.
Have you ever seen Dexter?
No.
Please tell me, you
No,
son of
no,
a-
I
All
haven't
right.
seen it. I know what it is. I haven't seen it.
Okay. So
Dexter doesn't die, does he?
he does not. Well, I haven't watched the newest season, but he does not. So you have 3 seasons
Okay.
of Dexter,
Yeah.
serial killer,
Yep.
kills bad guys,
Yep.
has a girlfriend, Rita,
Sure.
has a wife, like he eventually marries her. She has a
Yeah.
couple kids, all this stuff.
Sure.
Season 4, he's fighting the Trinity Killer. So essentially each season he's going after like another serial killer, and that's like the boss, essentially.
He kills killers. That's like
He
the
kills
whole thing.
killers.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
see, I
he's
see.
a serial killer. He's a bad dude. He's murdering people, chopping them up.
But he's only murdering bad people.
Yes.
You ever play Sly Cooper?
No.
That's the same thing. He's like a thief. So
Yeah.
Sly Cooper's a thief. They're called master thieves because they only steal from thieves.
Oh, all right.
Same thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
so it's the same
It's
thing.
cool.
He's
He's a
murdering
master serial
evils.
killer.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's a master serial killer.
Yeah.
And he's part of the police department. He's a
Yep.
blood splatter analyst and everything. He has all kinds of mess.
But they don't know that he's killing people.
Correct.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's part of it. Sometimes it's like, oh, they're onto him, and that's a whole.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one of the arcs.
Sure.
But season 4, there's a Trinity Killer. And the Trinity Killer, it's serial killers have a pattern. It's this thing of like, okay, I kill like a mother, I kill whatever. And it's like trauma from the serial killer's life or something.
Right.
Eventually, he, at the end of the season, captures the killer, kills him, everything. He has this whole like finale that he does. And you thought it was just going to end like the other past 3 seasons. But season 4, he goes home and his wife is literally murdered by, like, again, spoiler, but his wife's
Oh, wait.
murdered in the bathtub,
Yeah.
which is the Trinity Killer's MO. So he killed his wife before Dexter got to him and killed him. So you think Dexter wins, but at the end, it's like this. And that was, to me, the absolute height of the series.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
it's just like, you can't beat that because of the shock of it. That was the end of it. And it was just like, and you have to wait for the next season.
That's wild.
It was insane. It was so good.
That's pretty good.
It was really good. I want to at least talk about it again because like when I think of especially television deaths, like that's like
Up there.
Up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shock value.
Yep. Yeah, and like she was a great character, and like that was his humanity because like that was his link of like, okay, this is some normalcy of a life outside of just murdering people.
Does she know about his
No.
indiscretions?
Nope.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, she was originally his cover, and then he just kind of like learned to be like, no, I guess I love this person. You know, like it was very, very good, and it was such a shock at the end. Like I remember it perfectly because I was in college when it was out, and it was just like, man, what a crazy thing.
That's good.
Yeah. All right, what do you got?
I got a big one.
Okay.
Bubba Gump.
Yeah.
Or Bubba, I should say.
I
Not
forgot.
Bubba Gump. Bubba Gump is the
I forgot about
restaurant, but just Bubba
I forgot
from Forrest Gump.
about him until I
That
saw it on the
was
list, so
tough. Just because, I don't know. For me, I always feel bad for Forrest because he's just like this completely innocent character
right.
because of like ignorance.
Things
really.
just happen to him, and he
Yeah.
just kind of goes with it. Yeah.
And he establishes this really close and personal relationship. Like, I don't think, throughout the entire movie, people treat him poorly, and he has a really tough time getting close with people because he's not like them.
Right.
And then here comes this guy in the army, and they're like best friends,
Yep.
and they're very close and tight. And he has this dream of catching shrimp, man. And then he gets shot. And he dies.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
No, I mean it's
I forget what his last words were, but it's something like "Go catch some shrimp."
the classic line.
I don't think it had to do with shrimp. It was so sad, man. He was like, because Bubba is like also just an innocent character. Like he's like super passionate.
Yep.
About catching shrimp.
Yeah.
And they're stuck in this fucking war that I guess Forrest signed up for, but
Sure.
it's like they don't know.
Do you think that's top 5?
It's sad. It's sad for me. I don't know if it's top 5, but
Do you
worth
think,
mentioning.
Do you think that's sadder than anything from Saving Private Ryan?
Like, to me, it's more memorable. I don't know why, but like, what's his face in Saving Private Ryan?
I mean, there are plenty. I was just gonna go with like Tom Hanks dying in
Hanks,
Saving Private
yeah.
Ryan. Yeah.
That's who I would go with as well. I don't know. It's a toss up for me. I think it's close.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, Saving Private Ryan, like that's favorite movie of all time.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
like I would lean
biased.
that route. But also for the longest time, I didn't know what Tom Hanks' last words were. Where it's like he's like earn it. I was like, who's Ernest? Like he's like Ernest. I was like, is that his name? Is that who he's trying to? Like it just didn't make sense to me.
Earn it.
Yeah.
What is Bubba's last words? I gotta look that up. Now. The fact that we don't know either of these guys' last words screams that it's not top 5.
Well, no, I know his last. I'm saying as a kid when I first saw it, and that's
I
when it
see.
like stuck with me. I'm just like, oh, Tom Hanks is dying. Like he just doesn't. That's tough.
That is tough.
Yeah. Honestly, at that point, I even
You know
Kathy.
what Bubba's last words are?
What?
I want to go home.
Yeah, I mean,
Ugh. It's a little better than earn it.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sadder, in my opinion.
It's sadder on a personal level, but Earn It is a little bit more inspirational.
Yeah, but we're talking about impact.
Yeah. Look, man, I'm just saying Tom Hanks led this group and then like
came to grips with he's dying. Bubba is like, I'm scared.
Yeah.
I don't want to die. I
Sure.
regret this and I want to go home.
So you're saying Bubba on and Tom Hanks off.
No. I'm just
just talking.
we're just talking.
here.
We're just
It's fine.
talking. We're talking, man.
I would be fine with that because I don't think as much as I like what wasn't it Captain Miller as much as I like him, I don't think that I was like crying. At that point.
Were
I
you
felt-
crying with Tom Hanks?
No, that's what I mean. Like I wasn't
I was crying with Bubba.
sure, and that's why I'm like, okay, let's keep Bubba on for now, and we can.
Like there was a tear for Bubba because that was rough to watch.
Yeah, let me put it on here.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
What do you got for me, man?
First Gump. All right.
It's just I don't know what his last name is.
You haven't seen Game of Thrones.
No.
I'm sure you've seen it in lists.
Yeah, of course.
There are a couple we can talk about.
Just hit me with him.
So Sean Bean gets axed within the first season.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
People were saying that was a sad one. It's like, he dies and everything. Like, you should have known that comment. Like, it was whatever.
He has a track
Shocking,
record.
sure. There was a lady who's a dire wolf. That was technically the first death of the series or whatever. There's like a main character.
Sure.
But turns out Sansa Stark, who has a dire wolf lady,
Yep.
she was fighting with Joffrey, who's the prince at the time. And Lady bites him because he like slapped Sansa or something, and Lady defended her, and then they put the dog down.
Yeah.
And that was like, oh man, like anytime there's an animal involved, you're just like, there's a extra level there.
Of course.
So that's a sad one. The Red Wedding, of course, where just everyone gets just murdered and killed.
Yep.
I think that was shock super high.
Yes.
In terms of like sadness, I didn't really care about most of those characters.
You're
it didn't
too
matter
shocked
to me. Yeah,
to be
it's just
sad.
like what's going on.
Right.
So I want to acknowledge it, but I don't really care too much. When you're talking about sadness, I would go with Lady, and then Hodor, who is this like big dumb oaf who you can't say words and things like that, but he's like super loyal and is like holding his door, and then you find out that Hodor, because that's all he says, it means hold the door. Again, you got to see the show to actually get the impact of it.
Right.
I thought that was extremely sad. Do I think any of that deserves to be on the list in terms of my personal, like, I'm crying as I'm watching this stuff? Actually, no. But I just wanted to acknowledge a lot of that stuff.
I think that's a good point. I would say most people would have someone from that show on the list.
I think so too, but I'm trying to think of stuff and I'm just like, nah, I'm like, overall, like, I'm good. And honestly, like a lot of the characters I like I really like Jamie at the end and different things like that. But even him, like when they died, I was like, all right, it's fine.
So you would have no one on the list
From Game of Thrones, yeah, I would take them all off. Yeah, that's just me.
That's on you, man.
I'm
Hey,
not
I haven't
crying
seen it.
over anybody.
That's
Like
true.
I think you had something where it was like, this is the sad one. This is one that sheds a tear. This is the one that like really kind of grips you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if you're like very attached to one of those characters and then
I mean, I think every character I was attached to dies at some point there, and I was just like, it sucks. But
so no one from Game of Thrones. Okay.
that would be my personal thing. And if you've never seen it, I don't think you're gonna.
What about Stark? Ned?
That's Sean Bean.
Oh, that's Sean Bean.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Again,
That's
like,
when I saw it come up.
shocking
a lot.
and crazy. Like it's like, oh, I can't believe this. But like,
yeah.
I don't know.
All right, here's a little hot take.
All right.
So Harry Potter
Okay.
dies, but he comes back. So he's not on the list. But from Harry Potter.
Harry Potter dies?
Yeah.
Oh.
Remember the boy who lived came to die? That whole thing?
Yeah, I thought you just
Shoots him with the beam.
Yeah, that got reflected because he's too pale or something like that, right?
I think he dies, but he has the resurrection stone.
I don't remember.
Anyways, so that's a show, movies, books.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Dobby dies in that.
Yeah, I forgot about Dobby.
Dobby's sad.
Mm-hmm.
The one that gets me, Cedric Diggory. And it's the performance.
Mm-hmm.
It's when his dad comes out of the stands running.
That's my boy.
It's my boy.
Yeah.
Holding him. That gets me. The father-son dynamic always gets me.
Yeah.
And when a death's involved, exponential.
That's an interesting take because a lot of the time it's how people react to the death in the show or movie or whatever than it is the person actually dying. There's only so many ways you can quote unquote take your last breath, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, like that I could get behind that.
I think
one.
the performance is great, like in the movie, and then when you think about the dynamic of a father seeing his son die, should never happen, right?
I can put it on the
so sad to me. So sad. But that one just sticks out to me. Dobby's was sad too, but I didn't really like Dobby, honestly. He was fucking annoying.
I can, and this is, I'm sure this is somehow bad, but I was like, I kind of consider him as like on the same level as like a helpless animal type of thing, which I know is
Have you ever fucking read the books, man?
No.
Elves are like enslaved.
That's what I mean. But it's just like, but
it's
he,
like
and unhelpful.
obviously
It's
you're
like,
not getting the message.
No. I'm just saying, like,
They're very powerful. They're very capable.
yeah, but he's can't do it. Yeah.
He
okay.
breaks them out.
He's just sad. Right. But if they're
But he
super
can't
powerful, why
survive a
can't he?
knife. It's like,
Yeah.
how powerful are you? You know what I mean?
Yikes.
Like, at least Cedric Diggory died to the most powerful spell in the game.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. You're talking about Lord of the Rings versus Harry Potter. Harry Potter is a spell that instantly kills you, that has no penalty.
Yeah. How are you not constantly just slinging that everywhere?
Slinging it.
That's stupid.
Sling.
Yeah.
Anyways, Cedric Diggory,
All right.
big one for me. All right,
Sure.
you're up.
I'm trying to see where we're at. You never saw Sons of Anarchy, right?
No.
All right. Well,
Chelsea loves that one for
yeah.
some reason. Can't put my finger on it.
I'm gonna. She can't put her. Opie Winston is one of the characters.
From what?
From Sons of Anarchy.
Okay, yeah.
He's this guy that has a pretty good story arc. Seems like he has a kind of like a good heart and everything, and then
Sure.
at the end he gets just thrown in a room and beat to death. Like it's one of those things you have to watch the season. Like you have to watch the seasons up to it to understand. Like he's very, very tragic, and he gets to the point where he's just like, I don't care anymore. Like, all right, and then just gets just beat to death. It's very, very sad.
Yeah.
It's not on my top 5. I know Chelsea would pull that up as like one of her hers, but
Well, we talked about it.
we talked about it. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Check it off
I'm
the
pretty
list.
sure that's on some of the lists.
No,
around there.
I'm sure you're right.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I saw it on any lists, but all right, ready for this one?
Yeah.
Ellie from Up.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's only the first 5 minutes,
Right. Well, that's the thing is like,
but
can
that's
you,
the best first 5 minutes, maybe in movie history.
What?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Dude, find me someone who hasn't cried in the first 5 minutes of Up.
I didn't.
Because you don't have a soul, and
I
all
have
you
a
do is
soul.
look up black holes and shit.
Yeah. That's sad.
Your soul is a black hole.
I know Up's a big thing. Up didn't grab me like it grabbed a lot of people.
Grabbed me.
Yeah.
The movie was actually, so the movie's good, but it was downhill from there, which is shocking because the movie's pretty good.
Yeah, maybe it just ended on a bad note. Or not a bad note, but like maybe I didn't care about it.
The movie's good, but the intro was so great, like encapsulating an entire life like that in 5 minutes so accurately and effectively.
Sure.
Didn't think it was possible.
Fair enough.
Crazy. All right, we won't put it on the list, but that's wild. That's wild.
No, we could put it on the list if you feel strongly about it.
No, you don't feel strongly about it.
Oh,
I don't even want it on the list. I don't even care anymore. That's wild. How did you not cry to that?
It was kind of like a Finding Nemo moment where like I think by the time I started watching these, it was just past my Pixar prime.
Oh yeah, your emotions
My
aren't there
emotions were
anymore.
dead at that point, yeah.
That's interesting.
One emotion that I will always cry at.
Yeah.
Harry Stamper from Armageddon.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my god.
And I can't tell you why, but my gosh, every time Bruce Willis shoves Ben Affleck back into the pod and stays on that asteroid to hit the switch,
so funny.
I shed a tear. So I kid you not, if
That
you're
is
like, hey, name
hilarious.
a movie you cry to,
Yeah.
Armageddon is always number one for me.
I'm never giving you that.
That's
I'm never
fine.
giving you that.
That's fine.
If
We
you
don't-
can't give me Up, I'm never giving you that. That's so funny.
I just have to call it out. I mean,
That is comical.
yeah.
I love Armageddon, but that's as cheese as it gets, man. I
Yes.
mean, come on.
Yes. Because you
Oh,
think,
man.
and granted, you should have seen it coming a mile away.
Yeah.
But as a kid, you're just maybe not thinking about it that way. And
Maybe
I
like you're
see
always
Ben
expecting
Affleck.
the hero to live.
Sure, but Ben Affleck's going out, and I'm just like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then
The inevitable.
and then Bruce Willis is like, I got this.
Yeah.
Take care of my little girl.
That
Pulling
gets you.
the
little girl.
heartstrings,
Yeah.
yeah.
The
I know.
father. I'm telling you, the father, dude. Now imagine the little
I'll take
girl
it off.
dying.
I'll
That's
take it
even
off.
worse.
That's fine. Yeah. Well, imagine
That's why
the
eccentric
asteroid
Diggory.
hitting Earth and the entire
Oh,
Earth goes.
Well, that wouldn't be sad because the Earth sucks.
Oh,
Just kidding. Planet Earth 2.
yeah.
Saved, restored my faith in the Earth.
In Earth in general. Yeah.
Jack from Titanic.
Yeah.
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 I mean, it's
I
what's her
didn't cry
face's
over
fault.
that, yeah. I was just more mad
Rose?
than anything. Yeah.
Is that her name? Mm-hmm. She could. That door would fit too.
No, except it's not actually
I mean,
a door. It's a piece of a ceiling. Blah, 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 blah.
She, I think she killed him.
No, she murdered him.
Yeah.
She was like, "Hey, I have the diamond.
Yep.
I have.
I regret sleeping with you.
Yeah, like
Goodbye.
it was a fun couple days.
He says never let go, and she literally lets go. Like
Yeah.
the next action she takes is to let go.
Yep. Can you imagine if Littlefoot's mom was like? Anyway. All right. Yeah. Screw.
You're up. You're
Screw Rose. Okay. The reason why I was asking about living.
Yeah.
Does Wilson the volleyball from Castaway
No, that doesn't
count
count
as death?
No.
Okay.
I see where you're going.
Shout out to.
I see where you're going. I mean, there's a whole debate about philosophy here about what is truly living.
That's what. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, if
But
that was his only,
you think that should count?
friend,
Yeah.
I think the impact of it.
Of
like,
course.
you can hear him. I can hear Tom Hanks in my head screaming Wilson.
Hey, I'm with you,
I'll
but
take it
I
off.
think that's a separate list. I think top 5.
Non-living
Yeah.
death. All right, so we'll skip past that.
I get where you're coming. That's a bad one.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Brooks? Hangs himself.
Yeah.
Because he's
That's a rough
finally
one.
out of there. Like
That's a rough one. Yeah.
I think Shawshank Redemption is one of the most overrated movies, generally speaking, which I know podcast over, all that stuff. But
I literally can't handle this shit anymore. What are you talking about?
I'm not even trying to be a troll because I'm truly
You have
not.
to be.
I'm
You
not.
have to
I
be.
just I don't get it. It's a
God.
good movie. Everyone acted really well. It's
number 1 on IMDb.
Is it really?
Best movie of all time.
Sure.
According to the audience.
And I accept that. And I just don't think that it hit me the way it hit the greater population of America. I don't know. But I will say that when Brooks is like, I truly don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't know how to function outside of the prison, then like, sure, that's sad.
That's horrifying. And
put
that's
that
just something that is just, it hits home to kind of the reality of that kind of life too, which is really sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd put that
Maybe
in there. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is a tough list. This is a tough one. I was thinking about that. That's not good.
Yeah.
Logan.
Yeah, Logan's good.
From Logan.
I don't think I cried as much. I
Kinda
felt
like
more
a-
sad because it was like I was more sad that this was the end of Hugh Jackman being Wolverine,
It's kind of like a Tony Stark death.
but more so, and I don't know why.
End of an era. Yeah.
I guess, but I can latch on to the end of an era more with Logan than Tony Stark. And I don't know. Again, I don't have a good rationale on why that is.
I think Hugh Jackman carried X-Men more than Tony Stark did. Like Tony Stark was the face of Marvel, but it will survive without it. X-Men, on the other hand, was like but
X-Men
his.
kind of got away with it without
Kinda.
Wolverine in it.
But did they?
Yeah,
You think?
I still think you can recast Logan before you can recast Tony Stark.
Well, then your argument makes no sense.
I know it doesn't.
Okay.
I'm a man of contractions and hypocrisies. Yeah.
Shawshank's overrated, so I mean, nothing really.
Do you want me to put
matters.
Logan on the list?
I don't know. I think it's good, but I think we have a lot of good ones.
I think we have a lot of good ones personally, where I wasn't like
I think
crying over it.
I think mention's good.
Okay.
A mention's good.
Just for the record, when we're talking about Beast from Beauty and the Beast, he dies, but then is resurrected, so he is off the list. Yeah,
Does he die?
I think so.
He doesn't die.
Doesn't he?
No.
Doesn't he die from Gaston? Okay, Gaston gets thrown from a rooftop. Anyone shed a tear for that? No. Okay, we're just skip over that.
Yeah. Well, the two girls that are trying to fuck him. 3.
What?
There's like 3 sisters that are like all after Gaston. And Gaston's like, "Pfft, I want Belle.
Oh, it'd be sad for them. I suppose.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you asked if anyone was sad. Those 3
those
were
are
sad
yeah,
because
they're sad.
wanted I wanted him.
LeFou's probably sad too.
No, I think he's relieved.
You think?
Absolutely.
He literally wrote a song for this guy.
Out of fear.
I don't know if that translated.
No, absolutely. He's
Maybe
scared of
you're
him.
thinking live action.
No.
Actually, no. Live action, LeFou gets his man at the end. He's
What?
happy too. Yeah, he's like dancing with some dude at the end.
Are you
He finds love in the live action version of Beauty and the Beast. I don't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my
what are we?
God, Disney,
What are we?
what is going on?
Are you ever going to watch For All Mankind? I think you should, and I don't want to go down this path because
now I know someone dies. It's completely ruined for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it the whole time and like, is this guy gonna die? Is that guy gonna die?
Yeah.
Is this girl gonna die?
Okay. Well, for the audience, if you ever watch For All Mankind, in my personal list, I would probably put this thing on
He's not gonna spoil it.
it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna take it off the list here because you haven't seen it, and I truly like. I know we're talking about like, oh, you should see this. You should see like, you need to freaking watch Pinky Blinders.
Yeah.
That's like number one.
Okay.
I want you to watch.
Okay.
For All
After
Mankind.
Planet Earth 2, because it is definitively better than Peaky Blinders.
Yikes. For All Mankind might be my second, where I'm like, you need to watch this, just because I'm curious of what you think.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. I gotta take off Jesus for Passion of the Christ. So I have.
That was sad. I mean, if we're being honest,
well, it's
that
like
was
you read
brutal.
about it in the Bible, you hear about it in
Yeah.
church and everything, but then it's like to
Yeah.
actually watch that thing. Like
That's brutal.
I will never not see him getting whipped with it, where like the whip like hits his like eyelid or something like that, which is like I cringe every
yeah.
time. It's gruesome.
That's,
Um.
but I don't know if I was sad. I was just horrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So real quick, two things.
Okay.
One,
Yeah.
which I think we talked about.
Yep.
Lawrence, I think his name was Lawrence Kuttner from House, where that was the guy that committed. So he left the show
Yeah.
to be, and they just
Was he the Indian doctor?
yeah,
Yeah.
and they made him commit suicide.
I don't remember that. So
Well, right. So it's not gonna be on the list, but
Okay.
in terms of like impactful, shocking things, like it was like what just happened.
I remember
was
he
completely
didn't
out of
return,
nowhere.
but I completely forgot that was the reason.
It
Yeah.
was just suicide. So
Interesting.
the other TV show would be Jonathan Kent on Smallville, where I forget what season it was, but it was like 6 seasons of all this stuff, and eventually Clark's dad has to die. That's part of the
Part of his arc.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So to finally watch that and to see how it happens, and this guy,
How does he die in that?
So he has a heart attack, and
Love it.
Smallville gets a little weird, where he, long story short, he goes to Clark's spaceship. And so
Okay.
Clark is high off of his mind on like red kryptonite or black kryptonite or something,
One of them.
and just he's going in like robbing ATMs and stuff and just going nuts in Metropolis.
Okay.
So Jonathan Kent goes to the spaceship, talks to Clark's dad, and is like,
His AI or whatever.
I need to bring him home.
Yeah.
So then Jor-El zaps him with like crypto powers, and then like Jonathan Kent like does a Superman rumble with Clark Kent, but it's too much for his heart, and that's like the price he has to pay. So like a few seasons later, like his heart's just weakened from that, and then I think like a season or two later, eventually he has a heart attack and dies.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
It's it makes sense the way they
Yeah.
do it, but it is very soap opera CW-esque thing.
Yeah.
But the moment where he dies, he's in his arms, he's like, oh, not yet, not yet. Like it was just like, it's such a good scene. And then to see how that transforms Clark is really good in Smallville.
So I think I kind of like the original idea better, where it's literally just a heart attack. And I feel like I've talked about this before, but Superman theoretically should be able to solve like every problem. Like he's
Yeah.
superhuman. And I love that it's like, no, nature will find a way. And you can't save everyone.
And I kind of like bridged again, but that's like, let's say 20 episodes in between. So the thing with this is it came out of nowhere when it happened.
Yeah.
He was essentially fighting with Lex Luthor's father, and he was yelling back and forth and stuff.
Wait, what?
It's a whole thing.
That's the whole thing.
But Lex Luthor has a father, and his father, like basically Lex Luthor's father is the one that like did the whole adoption thing for Clark and why the Kents could have him. Like they go into that. But they were yelling at each other and screaming, and Lex Luthor's father's like, I'm going to tell the world or whatever and stuff. And he's like, get out of my barn or whatever. And then he goes out and just is standing by the fence and holding on to the fence, and like, and then Clark and his mom walk up or whatever, and he just drops.
Yeah.
And you weren't expecting it. And it's like, okay, again, you think, oh, he'll wind up in a hospital, and it's just like, nope, this is the episode he dies.
Well,
And
he dies eventually.
Eventually, but it wasn't telegraphed, at least at that point. It was just like, oh crap. Like, it was just, I always
liked
well
that
done.
one. I mean, I didn't watch Smallville, but I like it, like from the comics, just from the idea of it is always really fascinating to me.
The, crap, I forget his name, who played Jonathan Kent. He was in Dukes of Hazzard. I can't think of his name, but he I would say he is probably the best cast person short of Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor, but like he embodied Jonathan Kent and was he was perfect. He was absolutely perfect for that role.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you love Smallville.
That was my high school.
You were overrating it.
Yes, I am.
Tell you that.
I've watched Chelsea rewatch that I think twice now in the 10 years.
She's watched it twice.
Oh, we've watched it 4 times, easy,
Wow.
like from
And
start
she
to
hates
finish,
it?
all 200 episodes or whatever
That's
it is.
disgusting.
Yeah, it's
Is
just
it one of your favorite shows of all time?
no.
Okay.
It's one that will always stick with me, and it was very much a time and place type of thing. But
So it is one of your favorite shows of all time. Favorite?
maybe by no,
Not bad.
it's not.
It's favorite. Okay.
No, it's
Hey,
really
all right.
not.
Okay.
I understand.
All right.
All right.
It's not your favorite.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna take them off the list, but I thought that was really good.
I got you. I'm looking at this list here. Spock from Star Trek 2.
Yeah,
Rathacon. Is that
I've
Rathacon?
never-
It's got the famous last little speech there.
I only saw the remake.
Yeah, it's been a while since I watched those. But I wouldn't put it on the list either. But that was on a lot of lists.
Sure.
So had to mention it.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn from Walking Dead.
Yeah, did you watch Walking Dead?
No.
Yeah, I watched that scene. It is very shocking. It is very gruesome.
Yeah.
And I could see that if you were invested in or watching all of Walking Dead, that would be absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
Like the next day, that's all people were talking about.
Right.
And it's kind of like akin to like the Red Wedding from Game of Thrones. So
right.
I get that. But I checked out of Walking Dead at like season 2.
That's pretty early.
Yeah. So it's
That's fair. I
it's,
mean,
it's
if
worth
you're-
calling out for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't personally care.
How about Andrea from Breaking Bad? Now,
Yeah, that's
You remember who
sad.
she is, right?
Yeah, it's what's his face's girlfriend.
yeah, so Jesse's second girlfriend in the show.
Yeah.
And it's not sad. I mean, it's sad because of her. And she has a kid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because of Jesse.
Right.
He's literally fucking sitting there, and then he watches this happen, and he's pleading, begging.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Yeah, it's one of those like, hey,
Very sad.
it's how the characters react to the situation or whatever that kind of like really compounds that.
Yeah.
You know?
Jesse Pinkman, top 5 tragic character of all time.
Yeah.
Yep. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
So bad. We don't have to put her on, but I thought it was an interesting shout out.
Mm-hmm.
What else you got? You done?
I have a couple like video game things we could chat
do you
through,
got?
but we're in the middle of. Okay, well,
Oh, I mean, I can give you.
yeah, I figured finish your list.
Did you ever see
and-
Futurama?
No, you talking about the dog?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Futurama dog.
Sad.
Is that something you want to put on the list?
No. Let me see what else. You watched The Boys?
I have not watched The Boys yet, so don't
haven't
tell me
either.
because
I haven't either,
Yeah,
so
I
I
actually
don't
want to
know.
watch that.
Walking Dead. Okay, I just got video game shit now.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. John Marston, Red Dead.
Yeah. I knew you. I
hate
knew.
you.
No, I knew
I
you were going to
hate
bring him
you.
up. That's
I
fine.
hate you.
You can. I'll put him on. Look,
No, I don't
get
want him
it.
on it. I don't even want him on anymore.
Put him on.
Don't you dare put him
I'm
on.
not even saying
Don't
anything.
even do it.
Why?
Because your
Clearly
heart's not in it.
But clearly it resonated with you. It's
a
our
fantastic
list.
game.
Is
Great
that
game.
is that in your is that in
Not
your top
anymore.
5?
Not anymore.
Okay.
You felt nothing at the end of that game?
I never beat it.
Well, you're up. You're up. You're next. Your turn.
How do you feel about how do you feel about Dom? from Gears of War.
No, it didn't do it for me.
No, at all.
Not really. I thought his wife was worse.
Yeah.
When he found his wife in the thing.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, I'm trying to think
You
of
knew
like,
it was coming
yeah,
because the marketing was horrible for it. It was like, you remember the campaign? It's like brothers to the end, blah, 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 blah. It's like, one of them's going to die,
I
obviously.
guess that's fair.
And then the manner in which he died, where he like just fucking suicides the truck or something. And ultimately, it doesn't really do much for the story. Very underwhelming for me, honestly.
Sure. No, I mean, that's fair. Again, I'm coming from a how does Marcus take it? And for instance, on Gears 5, which you never played Gears 5?
Nope.
Okay, then I don't want to spoil that either.
Dom comes back and he has to kill him.
Kind of.
Really?
No. Although there is zombie
it's
Dom
fucked up.
as a skin that you could
really?
yeah, you can
That's
be zombie
fucked
Dom. You do make some decisions, so Gears 5 is a little branching.
Yeah.
You can kill certain characters, and then how different characters react to it is very good. Like, you would think that it's like, oh, okay, let's see how it ends. Like, the acting and how I would expect like different characters to act at certain. I'm being very vague now. Was very, very well done.
Okay.
Is it my top 5? No, but again, after playing 5 games, which is more hours than movies, you start to like.
I was never a huge fan of Dom. I don't know. I understand what you're saying with Marcus and the reaction.
No, I think Dom's just.
I think it could have been more impactful.
I was sad about Ty, and you only saw him in 2, and then immediately was just like, I just can't. I was like, oh man, that's.
I was sad about Carmine, dude. I mean, this guy is he's just a soldier.
Sure.
He's just trying to get back to his brothers. Little Saving Private Ryan vibes.
Man, if there's a brother in there, you are just.
What is stronger than brotherhood?
Apparently nothing.
That's what I'm saying. All right, am I up?
Yeah.
Morden Solus.
Yeah, that's a tough one because I think Mass Effect is super overrated. But I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, so I was thinking about Morden.
Yeah.
And I kept trying to decide, was I sad about it? Like, it was impactful, but it hit different than something like a Mufasa. So I don't know if that's a.
I didn't cry.
Yeah,
but I was incredibly sad because I love this character.
Yeah,
and this is it. I will never hear another line of dialogue from this character ever.
Yeah, I would absolutely put him on the list. Like, I'm not saying don't.
And you talk about arcs.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best arcs ever.
Yeah, in
my opinion.
Put him on.
Put him on.
Okay.
I mean, man, what a great character.
Yeah,
he's one of the best characters in that game.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
I mean, Thane, like, technically, it's like Thane, technically,
Thane's on the list because Thane dies regardless, anyways.
Yeah, I didn't put Thane on the list because he doesn't hit nearly as much as Morden.
Me neither.
Does.
I love Thane. Don't get me wrong, but like, you knew he was going to die from the minute you met him.
Yep.
The way he dies is kind of sad, but yeah, Morden to me is the most impactful death.
Yeah,
from that
I'm
series.
with you on that.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Joel from Last of Us?
Oh, fuck that. No.
I'm sure. Like,
I was more mad than sad.
Okay.
Personally.
Not to go back to movies, but like, I know when we were talking about Departed, like, whenever Leonardo gets just blown away,
just gets fucking.
That's a different type of.
Yeah, I didn't cry.
That's what I mean. Okay, so we really are. So are we saying this is like officially like from the list? Looking at the list, it's like top 5 saddest deaths.
That's what I was saying.
Is that kind of what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay,
because impact can be shock.
Sure.
But I think that's a separate list. I think you have to determine, saddest deaths is one list, but shocking deaths can be a completely different list.
And that's kind of where I was getting at, where it's like, okay, I put Joel on the same level as like a Leo getting murdered at Departed.
Departed, so good.
Yeah. Okay.
I never saw that coming.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right. No, I know.
My brain couldn't fathom that as an option.
Just shut down.
Yeah, it did. It was like, he just... I thought he was going to win.
Yep.
And then he died.
Yeah.
And then the guy who saved him died. Now Matt Damon's alone. What a movie.
Yep.
What a movie.
Yeah.
Noble 6 from Halo Reach.
How does he die?
He's fighting against an endless horde of like elites. Remember at the end of the game, your helmet's like cracking.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So this was sad for me because like he one by one, you watch all of Noble team die, and then you're kind of by yourself.
Yeah.
And you get the mission done, but like no one will ever remember you, I guess, kind of deal.
It's kind of like a Rogue One situation where they do it and then they just watch this nuke go off.
There was a list that said Rogue One, everyone.
Yeah, it's just like, well, every single one on the whole planet. Yeah.
So that was sad.
Do you put that on the same
It's
level?
not top 5, I don't think. But
how is that like compared to like? I mean, Soap from Call of Duty is a pretty good one. Whenever the nuke goes off, who is that? Is it like I don't know, Private Johnson or something? I don't even know his name.
Who?
The American that gets hit with the nuke and you're like crawling.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a sad death because you're just like, but you don't know him.
Private Jackson.
Jackson, that's right.
Yeah.
And
why do I know that? It's so useless information.
But Soap, it's like Soap goes through so much. You're like, there's no way. Because like doesn't he like fall? Like I would have to play those games again.
Falls out of the building.
Yeah, like breaks it's just like, and eventually
and
like he gets
out,
back.
Yeah.
But he then dies again because like he like gets hurt. You save him, and it's one of those like, okay, well he already did the hurt thing.
Yeah.
And then they just kill him afterwards. It's crazy.
So the reason that wasn't as sad is because I think it wasn't pull it off super well. That mission really took me out of it. Like as Call of Duty went on, it got so, and not Call of Duty was never like super realistic, but it was so ridiculous that it just really took me out of it.
Yeah. Well, it got to that point. It wasn't originally, and then it just kept going.
Originally, that's why COD 4 is the best in my opinion, especially campaign. But in Modern Warfare 3, especially, we start getting crazy, like just completely ridiculous. That mission, they blow up. You're like about to assassinate Makarov with a sniper, and then he knows you're there, and they blow up the building you're in. And then I think they're about to blow up the building, and you jump out. I think that's where Soap gets hurt. And then you're running around this town, and it's you versus an entire army.
Yeah, you're just
in like the wide open. And I'm like on Veteran, that mission's fucking impossible because you just mowed down by tanks.
Right.
It's like ridiculous. So I'm like sitting there thinking, this is such bullshit. Like this, how do we live? Like we're dead. Like there's no way.
Right.
And then you get into the thing and put him on the table and he dies. So it's like, to me, I was like kind of out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Could have been done better, but
that's fair.
it was sad. Yeah. You're with Soap since the beginning, right?
Sure.
So I don't know. I think if Price died, that would have been worse.
Yeah, that's got it.
I would have killed Price before Soap, personally, because Soap, you kind of play as him in the first game. You have that connection, but I think like someone like Private Jackson, right, in COD 4, you're playing as him, but like when he dies, you're like, oh man, this is fucked, but I'm not sad for him because I don't really know him.
You haven't said anything. And
don't say anything.
10 hours
yeah,
or
exactly.
5 hours, yeah.
So like a Sergeant Foley or a Captain Price would be more sad to see.
Ghost and
Ghost
stuff.
was, yeah.
I think by the time that happened,
that
you
was
were
shocking, though.
Kind of, but you were also kind of expecting it at that point because like they were just murdering people. It was like, oh, we really got him with this one, and
really,
and, like no Russian and all this other stuff.
Yeah, no Russian was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean it was crazy, but I don't think I was like shocked when Ghost got killed.
I was because like he's like a general. I thought that like he would have some sort of line because that was the first one we saw. He's like, oh no, he's the bad guy
for Ghost.
Yeah, who else did he kill? Before Ghost.
I guess I'm misremembering. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, he's like, hand me the ACS module.
Yeah.
Because you're still thinking you're on the same side.
That's
Price is getting in your headset. He's like, don't trust him. So you don't know he's the bad guy, and then he fucking pulls out a revolver and blows Ghost's head off. You're like,
that was a good
what
for Modern Warfare 2. That was a good.
That was a great, like, shocking moment.
That was also a good, like, kind of like boss battle too. It was just pretty.
Yeah. I still to this day, not to get on a completely Call of Duty podcast now, like I don't fully understand why he betrayed them. What his motive was?
Yeah, no, the first game was very. It's like the first Star Wars. It's like the first. Yeah. It's just like, yep, this is a start and finish. Yeah. It's like first Halo. It's like
everything made sense.
Yep.
There's this conflict in the Middle East. Good guys. There's this civil war in Russia. Like you can wrap your head around it. Here's the leader of the
By the
bad
time the
guys.
third game
Yeah.
came, I was just like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was very,
All
very
right.
confusing.
This guy has a red name above his head. I guess I'll shoot him. Yeah.
Makarov.
Yeah.
Makarov was the biggest mistake because he was just like Superman. Like he was, it was him that was involved with anything. And then like the third one, you learn that it was him that set off the nuke. And I'm like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out! Come on, dude. This is so ridiculous.
You
Like,
know.
why was he behind everything? Whatever.
Do we care about James Bond before? No. Okay.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Do we care about Marley? Marley and me?
I never saw it.
Oh,
It's a dog. I mean,
Talk
look,
about
sure,
pets.
dog.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's
dogs
a rough
gonna be always sad.
very sad. Very sad. There's another one I missed. Lee Everett from The Walking Dead. Telltale Games.
Yeah. I never finished them, so I don't. It got spoiled for me, so I'm like, okay, well, why am I doing this?
So sad.
Yeah.
Clementine's looking at him. She has to shoot him in the face,
Yeah.
or let him turn into a zombie. I would put that one on. That is a emotionally wrecking experience to go through.
Sure.
But you never played it, so that's disappointing.
Let me run down this list and see if we're missing anything. So we have Mufasa, Rita Morgan, Bubba, Cedric Diggory, Tony Stark, Littlefoot's mom, Brooks, Iron Giant, Morden Solace, Lee Everett.
I have Aunt May from Spider-Man, the video game. That was sad.
Yeah, but that's tough to get behind whenever she's like alive in 20 other incarnations of it. Like, it's sad, but it's like,
I'm talking about just the video game.
yeah.
All right, whatever.
I mean,
You're talking about fucking Smallville.
What is that
so-
top 5 material? Well, yeah, but Jonathan Kent's dead in every incarnation of Superman.
Yeah, but you
not
picked
every,
the
but you know what I mean.
not the worst way.
What I'm saying is that's
Man
like
of
saying,
Steel was the worst way they killed him.
yes.
He just stands in his way.
But what I'm saying is like Aunt May dying in Spider-Man is shocking because like that's like that's outside the norm. It's not like, oh, Ben dies. Like, yeah, no kidding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess technically Aunt May dies in Spider-Man
MCU.
No Way Home.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I think she probably dies in the comics too. I don't know.
Probably. I mean, she's very old.
I just think it was best done in the video game.
It was
sad.
done well in the video game. I think I was
Yeah.
more shocked by MCU, to be completely honest.
I was shocked
just
by the
remember
MCU,
that.
but I don't think it was done well. I was just like, oh, what is happening?
Well, she got the great power comes great responsibility line, right?
Yeah, it was so stupid.
Do you want her on?
But no, we don't have to. I just think it's worth a mention.
Okay. Anything we're missing? Like from your list, did I miss anything?
No, I
or-
did everything on my
Okay.
list. I'm just,
I know, but did I get them on mine? Like, are we set?
yeah, I think
on
we're
that?
set.
Okay.
I can't think of anything else. I'm sure we're missing a whole shit ton of.
So we have 10. We have to get rid of half of these. So,
That's a lot.
yeah. Are we saying... So Mufasa, I would consider a lock. Yeah?
Yeah, Mufasa's
That-
lock.
that has to be a
Mufasa's
thing.
lock. Mufasa's lock.
How do you... So, Rita Morgan, Bubba, Cedric Diggory, Tony Stark, Littlefoot's mom, Brooks, Iron Giant, Morden, Lee Everett. If we have to start, like, how much do you like Cedric on that list compared to the rest of the company we have for him?
Yeah, we can get rid of Cedric.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. Okay, that was easy.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, when it comes to Harry Potter, that scene, that's like your Armageddon. That scene always gets me teared
Yeah,
up
and to be fair,
cry.
I already knocked off Armageddon. Although on my list, that could be.
No,
up
like
there.
if it's my personal list, if we're talking
Yeah.
about scenes that make me cry every time,
Yeah, it's up there.
That
yeah.
is one of them
Okay.
that makes me cry every time.
All
I think it's acted very well, and
Fair enough.
it's just a boy and his dad, man. It's so sad.
So we decided on Tony Stark over Logan, right? That was the consensus there.
I think Tony Stark over Logan. I think
Yeah.
you were saying
Okay.
the opposite, though.
Yeah, but I can get behind the Tony Stark over
Okay.
Logan. So Logan's gone. How do we feel about Brooks with Shawshank?
That's a tough one. I think we can get rid of Iron Giant
Oh, okay. That I'm fine with
because
that.
I think
but-
Mufasa is definitely sadder. Kind of thinking in the realm of like children's animation
Mm-hmm.
movies, and I think Littlefoot's mom is sadder.
Yeah.
I do have a soft spot in my heart for Iron Giant, though. That was so. Again, it's those innocent characters, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree with you.
Yeah. Brooks. Well, how do you feel? I don't know. That's a tough one.
For
it's
me,
very sad.
Yeah, I put Brooks on the same, and not that these have to be linked in any way, but I put Brooks from Shawshank on the same level as Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Ooh, interesting. I was more sad with Bubba.
Feel the same.
Brooks is more depressing to me than sad.
Yeah,
honestly, Bubba is sad. Like I'm sad. Like I'm tearing up. I'm sad.
Mm-hmm.
All I wanted was for Forrest Gump and Bubba to have a fishing boat.
A shrimp thing. Okay,
and then the fact that he realizes his dream later and Bubba's not there to witness it.
Sure, is
heartbreaking to me.
So we're saying.
I would put Bubba, but I will.
It doesn't have to be between the two. Like I'm fine taking Brooks off the list. I just want to make sure. Okay, well then we'll go Bubba.
I'm just kidding.
We're making some good progress here.
Yeah.
All right, so I know you didn't watch Dexter.
No, that was a very good description. I'm down.
Okay,
I'm down
because I think out of everything, like
I'm down to save that.
Okay, all right.
Although Lee from Walking Dead is.
I can give you a 1-to-1 with if you.
Yeah, I think you got to give me a 1-to-1
Rita Morgan stays on.
That is
Lee
a
Everett.
Fucking heartbreaking.
I think that's
moment.
fine, but then let me
okay
plot the land out here for
All
you.
right.
That means Mufasa is a lock.
Yeah.
Rita Morgan is a lock. Lee Everett is a lock.
Wait, who's the second one?
Rita Morgan. That's from Dexter.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Sorry.
his
Okay, I was
wife.
like,
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So Mufasa, Rita Morgan,
Yeah.
Lee Everett.
Yeah.
We need 2 out of
Yeah.
Bubba, Tony Stark, Littlefoot's mom, Morton Solace.
Morton Solace. Oh, we need 2. So we need to chop 2.
We need to chop 3. We need 2 of those.
Oh, that was 5.
Out of those 4, yeah.
How do you feel about Littlefoot's mom?
Oh man, I knew you were gonna go there.
Yeah. That is hard.
Littlefoot's mom.
You know what? I'm thinking about her last words. That is fucking horrifying.
Swallow your heart, man.
Sure. I'm going to be with you, but you might not see me.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Come on, man.
It's a tough thing for me to put just in pure sadness. I was much sadder watching Littlefoot than I was watching Tony Stark. I'm just throwing it out there.
I totally agree.
To be fair, I was sadder than watching Morden Littlefoot to me is like pure tragedy.
I would get rid of Tony. Those 5. I'd give it to Tony.
But you made such a good argument for him. Would you really? So you would take Morden over Tony?
Yes, because I like Morden more than Tony.
Yeah,
Tony is the franchise, and it's the end of an era, and you're sad. You're lamenting the fact that it's over.
Mm-hmm.
But Morden is like, I guess this is selfish. Like, I don't know if, obviously not the correct answer, just my opinion, but I'd rather have Morden alive than Tony. I'd rather have another adventure with Morden than see another film with Tony.
So the first sentence you said, I don't agree with. The second sentence you said, I do agree with. So I like Tony as a character more than Morden. I think overall.
Okay.
I think he's a better actor than Morden. Personally, that's just me.
Oh,
However,
look, it's close. Like, they're both like S tier.
However, I would rather go on another adventure with Morden than watch another Tony Stark film.
Because I think like the arc of Tony is so perfect.
It's
like,
done.
Does he have anything else to give? Like
Yeah.
Does Morden have anything else to give? I think so.
You could do something there.
I think you could. I think you could do something more with Morden than you could with Tony, personally. But I'm just more partial to Morden, man. Like you said, too. Well, with the MCU, you get a lot of hours, but in Mass Effect, you get 3 full games.
You get a good little...
2 games with Morden, technically.
You get a little song, like music.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, man. Morden's just fantastic. Dude, his acting's so well done, too, though.
Yeah. No, it is. It absolutely.
Like, so good.
I just think that Tony Stark steals the show every time he's on screen.
That's fair.
So, for instance, and I don't know why I'm putting this on the same thing, but like Chelsea and I were just talking as we're going through Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
Every time Tom Hardy is on screen, he absolutely steals the scene every single time.
Right.
Like he's phenomenal in that.
Sometimes that's just
The more I watch Tom Hardy, the more I'm like, he's a really good actor.
Yeah, he's
Like, just
fantastic.
really good.
You didn't know that?
Yeah, but I just when you think about him, it's like, oh, he's Bane, or oh, he's
true.
But like when you look at Bane, this means war, or all's fair in love and war, or whatever that rom-com is.
Yeah.
And then he's in Venom, and then he's a Jewish gangster in Peaky Blinders. It's just like he has some range, man. Yeah,
range.
All right, so let me give you some bad news. We have 6 things. We have six slots here. We need to get rid of one.
We need to kill one.
We have to kill off again one of these 6.
Wow.
So out of Mufasa, Rita Morgan, Lee Everett are locks.
Yeah.
So you're dead set on Lee Everett being a lock here. Which means,
he has to be. He has to be.
Which means Bubba,
Yeah.
Littlefoot's mom,
Yep.
or Morden Solace needs to go.
Morden. I want to say probably Morden. Like, if I'm being honest,
Man.
look, I like Morden more than both of those characters, but it's not about who my favorite character is. It's about saddest. And I cried when I saw Bubba die, and I did not cry when I saw Morden die.
Yeah. I'm with you because I think my brain is like, okay, you have Mufasa, that checks off your kid's cartoon thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Put Morden
But
on.
if we're being honest, like Littlefoot's mom made me cry, and Morden didn't.
It did. And that's the thing is like, again, my brain is like, well, you need to have a video game representative, and that Morden is hitting that thing and everything.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
I can't believe we can't think of a video game death.
That makes me cry. That makes me like I don't know,
Well,
man.
the problem is we didn't play Final Fantasy as a kid. When Eric died, you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Like, let's talk about
Final
a fucking
Fantasy as a kid. Firewatch is a good one.
I will say there's a little game called Grandia too,
yeah.
and there's this character in Grandia
It's a
too.
good one. Does it make you cry though? Maybe
It
not.
made me want to throw my computer out the window. That's for sure. Because I put all my best stuff on him right before, and the guy who knows what's coming, just conveniently didn't say a word.
It's more impactful that way.
And watched me throw everything out.
Wait, why is he away? Anyway,
Oh my god!
all right. So we're saying Morden is off, huh?
I think so. Do you agree with that thought process?
My heart agrees with that process, so we'll go heart this time.
My brain says no.
Yeah,
my heart says yes.
brain says, "What are you doing?"
And I think Morden's brain kind of says, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
But
That's all
this
he
is a
has.
list about the heart.
yeah. What is Morden without his brain?
I think he has a heart. Obviously,
Maybe at the end, but
that's the arc.
yeah, it's true.
What a great character! What a great game.
He does have more of an arc than Littlefoot's mom. I will say that. But Littlefoot's mom is just this.
If we're
protective-
talking character arc, yes.
Yeah.
If we're talking actual arc in their spine, definitely not.
Littlefoot's mom isn't on screen a lot, but she has more of an arc than Bambi's mom.
Yes,
So like,
probably true.
anyway, all right. So top 5 right now we have Mufasa, Rita Morgan,
Yeah.
Bubba,
Yeah,
Littlefoot's mom,
Littlefoot's mom.
and Lee Everett.
I think Bubba's 5. Definitely.
Okay,
I think
sure.
he barely made it on, which
Okay.
is totally cool.
I'm good with that.
Still makes me cry every time.
Sure.
Like the dude just wants to fish, man.
Yep.
Name a more simple dream than that.
You doing Bubba 5, I would be fine with putting Rita at 4. Because
I was going to put
haven't
Littlefoot's mom at 4.
you haven't seen it, and while it was shocking, I was actually maybe I don't know. No, that's so tough. Okay, let's do Littlefoot's mom at 4.
Dude, your description of that scene, I was like,
I think
getting chills, man. That sucks.
yeah, but I think I was sadder with
Littlefoot's mom?
Littlefoot,
Yeah,
but
okay, that's fair.
Rita adds that extra level of like what the.
But you were also sad.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because
yeah.
you're thinking like their kids are there.
Yeah,
it's like there's a lot going on
Yeah,
there
yeah.
because they just had a kid. So like that's the thing is
It's
he's left
fucked
with
up.
like her kids and their newborn.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. I would put Rita at 3 if you want to. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah,
You're-
read it 3.
Okay.
Lee
Lee is 2?
yeah.
Okay. I was just going to. I didn't know
Because,
if I had to
yeah.
fight you there. Okay.
I mean, if you played it, you might reconsider, but
Probably not.
dude, I'm telling you, that is the most fucked up thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and I've seen it, but
But you didn't go through. That's the point. You go through the game.
That's true. Yeah,
You make
you're
the
right.
decisions as this little girl.
You're right.
You're like raising her,
Yeah.
and then she kills you,
Yeah.
or watches you turn into a monster.
Yeah.
That is the definition of fucked. It is so sad. I had her shoot me, which is like
Sure.
she's like 8 or something,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah, scar for life type of thing. Yeah.
But to me, it's like, I think it's more scarring if you watch this father figure.
I would just say
Turn into something
run
unnatural.
away. Just run away. Just
Well,
get-
that's
get
what she
far away.
does. But she like starts walking away and she's crying, and then he turns into a zombie, and she hears him like trying to get out and eat her.
Yeah.
That's wow. Anyways,
Anyway,
Mufasa won. Totally
Yeah.
down with that.
we chiseling this down.
Long live the king. Yeah, chisel it down.
Okay. So I don't know why. Okay. I was trying to order these, and it's notes. Apple Notes doesn't know what I'm doing. All right. So number 5, we have Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
Rest in
we
peace.
never learn his last name, right?
Shrimp. number 4,
Yeah,
we have Littlefoot's mom from Land Before Time.
yeah,
Rest in peace.
yeah.
With you always, even though you can't see me. Number 3 is Rita Morgan, just shocking and tragic. Number 2 is Lee Everett, which I guess is sad and sorry.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. It
Hey.
is very sad. Like that's always like the saddest. If you go like video games or whatever, it's like saddest thing in the video games.
There's a reason. There's a reason it
for
makes
sure.
every single list.
And then our number 1 saddest death is Mufasa, where he gets thrown off a cliff, stampeded by wildebeests or whatever, and then his son comes up and dude, when Simba's like headbutting him and just like, hey, like what's going on, and like and goes under his giant paw, and then after all that happens, is told that it's all his fault and you just killed your father. Oh, come on,
It's not good.
no,
It's not good.
it's tragic,
Tragic, but sad.
sad, very very sad.
Sad.
Yeah.
Not the most tragic character ever,
Yeah.
but the saddest character ever.
Yeah.
Who were you saying that you're like, oh, this guy's like now the most tragic? It was
Anakin.
Anakin.
I've rolled back on that. Luckily,
Yeah,
that was not it. I didn't do that on
that's-
air, right?
No.
Okay, thank goodness.
That's a wild.
Yeah,
call.
that's
Anakin's tragic.
it is.
Did he make
is,
top 5?
yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Gollum's way worse.
I have since rolled that back in my
Dude,
brain.
just read Lord of the Rings again.
Yeah. Well, look.
Where Tolkien talks about Gollum page by page. Every page is a day he spends in that cave.
I do have to. I would fight for Anakin. I think to be in the top 5.
Yeah, I think we definitely brought him up. We definitely talked about him.
I would say
but
Pinkman, Gollum, Anakin. I forget honestly.
we have
have to go back
Itachi on
and
there,
see.
which you'd probably want to boot. But
Oh,
if you
probably,
watch
yeah.
Naruto,
Yeah.
Itachi's worse.
I
than
forget
Anakin.
sometimes I have to have like throwaways whenever we're doing
Although,
this together.
get the fuck out of here. They're very similar in what they had to do, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, but the way honestly, I wouldn't boot him because the way you described it was pretty.
Yeah, with his parents.
Pretty awesome.
Horrible. Well, not awesome.
He knew what he was doing and,
Yep.
and was like, okay, I have to do this. Where like Anakin had the same thing, but throughout the book, Anakin was just tortured.
Yeah.
Like so, he was just not all there.
Yeah, he
So I don't know.
made the decision, lived
Yeah.
with it.
Right.
Yeah, when his dad's sitting there with his mom,
Mm-hmm.
and he kills his mom first, so she doesn't have to watch him
Sure.
kill his dad, and then his dad's like, "I'm proud of you," and then he chops his head off. Yikes!
Yeah. All right.
That's fucked up. Anyways,
Ending on a cheery note.
I didn't say any anime deaths. I know that there's
I was
a ton of
shocked,
anime
yeah.
deaths. Well, you wouldn't get any of them, so
I wouldn't.
I should have
but-
probably talked about them. Maybe I'll just make a separate episode where here are my top 5 anime deaths.
a bonus. We haven't done a bonus episode.
A little
in a long
bonus,
time,
a little
yeah.
bone,
Bone
bone
episode?
in,
Bone in episode.
bone in wing. Yeah, that's all we got though. It's raining.
Is it raining outside?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's It's perfect.
It's a terrible day for rain.
Hope everyone has a wonderful Monday.
Wonderful day. Yeah, we'll be next week.
Next week's going to be a
special,
interesting one. Yeah, we might
special
have
episode.
a guest or
Talk
two.
about bonus episodes.
Yeah.
Might be a little bone in
Something.
wing there for you.
Bone and wing. Wing, yeah. Okay.
All right, that's all we got. Thanks for watching. Check
Yeah.
us out on couchcompany.games. Also on Twitter, we have polls on there. Currently a poll up right now. Great response rate already. Already got like 6
It's
votes.
fantastic.
Maybe Friday night is like the time to do it.
Yeah.
At Couchco Games on Twitter. Check us out there. Vote on the polls. We have a lot of fun
Yeah.
seeing those results.
I'm sure by this time next week we're gonna have tons of just like we're gonna be arguing. There's gonna be some shenanigans, and we're gonna be arguing. I'm sure that the polls will be the way to settle debates and arguments and different things like that. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
it's been this thing where whenever Tyler and I disagree on anything, we leave it up to you guys. So settle every one of our arguments.
Yeah.
Get on at Couchco
You're the
Games.
reason why we're still together.
Yeah.
You keep us.
Because it's over. It's squash.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I get mad and yell at you guys. So,
That's true.
all right.
We're gonna get a divorce because of you. Thanks.
We will see you next time. Same place. same
Different
time.
place, same time. Actually, probably different time too.
Different time, different place next week. Thanks for joining us on the couch. Peace.